This is the M Zone.
And welcome to the M Zone Live. It's always Glass, Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, and the MVP herself, Ms. Vanessa Pawlak. So I'm gonna say this: it's Tuesday, and Ms. I didn't get to yell at you. I got to yell at Eric.
Why do you have to yell at
Bobby Toth? I did. I got to yell at Bobby Toth.
Why do you got to yell? What did I do?
Not yell. Just, I had all these tickets to go to the game and to the spring game and everything. And people were canceling. And I get it. It was spring. It was Easter,
Easter
the day
weekend.
before Easter. So it's Easter weekend and all of that.
Right.
So, I get it. People, I got to stay home for the Easter. I forgot. I didn't know I was going to have to do all of this for my family and everything. Okay. I'll take my family. So I loaded up the kids and rolled it to Beverly Hills, that is.
JB doesn't yell. That's his normal talking.
I really don't yell. I don't. And people all out there already heard it yesterday. I went to a birthday party from 10 to 11:30. And at 11:30, I proceeded to leave where they had us parking, former players and stuff like that, all full. So I pulled in somebody's yard, parked the car there, and went to the game.
I heard it was the highest attendance, at least visually.
Between 40 to 45,000 people.
Oh.
It still looks sparse. Y'all know the stadium holds.
Well, because we're used to 115.
Yeah, I'm saying it was still sparse. That's why I said still looks sparse. It didn't look full. It didn't look. But you had
pretty good.
It was a lot of people there.
Yeah, spring game. That was huge.
I sat in the suites.
Nice.
So I could control my kid. I do that for myself.
You were being bougie. I get it.
I wasn't being bougie. I was being a parent.
A little bougie.
No, it's not being bougie.
Anyway,
you have a kid in captivity. He can run up and down the hallway and nobody bothers him.
You can put a leash on him. I've seen parents do that.
I will never put a leash on my kid.
You'll put a shot collar.
Parking lot.
That's just
do shot collar.
Anyway,
a
lot of former players there on Saturday. A lot of stuff went on. People, all the guys down on the field, they started calling me, "Can I come up now?" I'm like, what? In the second quarter, they wanted to come up. It was a little chillier than they thought it would be.
Yeah.
The guys wore lighter jackets and different because the weather was predicted to be a little warmer.
Did they not hear my awesome weather forecast the entire time?
Mister. I said you guys need to be cluing in on us, man, because Miz is giving that weather report.
I gave a phenomenal weather report, and y'all don't want to listen to me.
We listen to you, man. We know.
I hate to hear.
I listen to you all the way.
Playing traffic.
I had Brandon Brown up there with me, and his family was up there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Watching. So Brandon and I watched the game together, and we talked about it and everything like that. Again, I'll say it again, and I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. Phenomenal playing from the quarterback that everybody wanted to see.
Hey,
17-year-old
we paid
kid,
for.
a 17-year-old kid. And yes, he's got all this pressure on him, and we talked about this before we came on. Look, I get it. You don't know how much he's making. He's $10 to $15 million. Okay, I get it. He's got the bags. He's got bags. So everybody's going to expect perfection. Perfection doesn't happen overnight.
Not realistic.
It doesn't happen. So for me, I thought he was 12 for 26. Now it's not very good. It's not very bad. It's right where a 17-year-old kid would be. I'm sorry.
So this is what's impressive to me, because I was thinking about this. I read on all the blogs and all the comments on Facebook and all the crap, and I felt like he was getting a little more flack than he maybe should have. Because like you said, he had 15 practices under his belt. Yeah. The kid is 17 years old. My God, your brain isn't even fully neurologically wired. And he's a cut above. And then I was thinking back about this, and I'm like, and I told you this right before the show, but I didn't share any of the stats. But if you look at Will Howard, who was the national championship OSU quarterback, which, by the way, we beat, nailed to a wall. He in that game against us, which was
Right.
against a very similar Michigan defense, not the exact same, but similar, right?
Similar,
Pretty
right,
darn good
yeah,
defense.
uh-huh.
That kid threw 19 for 33. I
Mhm.
think he had 175 yards compared to Bryce's 186.
Mhm.
And he threw for 1 touchdown and not 1, but 2 interceptions. Bryce only threw for 1. And I'm not saying interceptions are good. I'm just saying a national championship quarterback
Mhm.
at OSU
Mhm.
played worse
You're right.
against a similar defense.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is if you've got scrutiny for Bryce, I can understand a little bit
Mhm.
here or there. Fine, right? He's just getting his wings and his legs. He's in the big house, all of that. But it's like August isn't even here yet. Sit down.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
See, this is the start of it. If he all he can do is get better.
Right.
That's the thing. Chip Lindsey's he gets to sit with Chip and listen to Chip and watch the film and watch the film and watch more film.
That's right.
And they go out and they can throw the ball and he can give them advice and different things like that. So he's learning on a
He's
fast
huge.
curve.
He's a big
Oh my
quarterback.
God, he's huge.
I mean, you look at Tom Brady. I feel like Tom Brady and I are the same size. I'm like, my God, and that guy has taken so many sacks. Could you imagine Bryce? The guy's a wall. So I'm not as concerned, I think, as a lot of the commentary.
I don't think anybody. See, here's the thing: if you're an outsider, you are going to complain.
That's
if you're
true.
an outsider, you don't really know what you're watching.
That's true.
And this is your first time seeing him. Well, he ain't as good as I thought he would be. I mean, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Well, I expected him.
A lot of people
Right.
say about me as well. I'm just like, that's what I was expecting.
I'm just saying. Everybody. Well, he's not throwing the ball. I mean, for a kid like that, getting paid that much money, I expect him not to miss a guy. Sure you do. Sure you do.
He's still
And when
a
you were
college
17,
athlete.
what were you doing? What were you doing? Could you go into Michigan Stadium and play in a football game, a football scrimmage, excuse me? Could you do that?
Right.
No, you couldn't have. You couldn't, your brain couldn't get wrapped around it. That's the thing.
That's right.
We sit here and we criticize this young man and try to tear him apart. No, he is a generational player. He can do nothing but go higher now. That's the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing is he actually played in a spring game a year before he was supposed to.
Right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Most guys play their first spring game going into their sophomore year. Not their freshman year, but going into their sophomore year where they've had the chance to lift weights, where they've had a chance to, get used to the offense, where they've had a chance to know these coaches inside and outside. I mean,
Underwood's not even done bulking.
Exactly.
Everybody's making fun of him a week ago, and now you better be lucky he's bulking up.
that's what I'm saying.
My God.
I mean, you want him to gain weight because look, he's on a trajectory of being the starter. I'm sorry. Right now, he's the lead horse right now. He's the lead dog. That's who you've got. And everybody should be expecting it. Look, if Mikey Keeney can come out and do what he's supposed to do, that'll be a great one. I think Jaden Daniels, he performed well. And everybody going, he threw 2 interceptions. How many interceptions do you think you would throw if I put you out there?
Right.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't get it past 5 yards.
I'm just saying. Look, everybody thinks it's so easy. No, that's what he's supposed to do. No.
I think it's the money game. This money game has changed everything.
NIL
It sets this expectation of like crazy elite angelic sainthood when these are just normal kids that are playing a game. And yes, it's an important game. There's a lot of weight on their shoulders. It's huge, right? This is D1 Michigan football. But there has to be some temperance, right? Like temper your expectations, realize the reality of this ball game. And so that's kind of why when I was looking at it and reading these comments, I'm like, what are these people saying? I'm like, they're crazy. Do they even understand? And then I started thinking about Will Howard and I was like, that guy got put down and he is not, a freshman, nothing.
No, he's a guy who played. He played 3 years in Kansas State. 3 years at Kansas State.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, you cannot compare these two. And I get it. And you're right. It is about the money. It is about the money.
But that's what's changed everything. And that's what's so crazy, which is why every time I come on the show, Jamie, what do I say? Guardrails. NIL transfer portal needs guardrails.
It should. They should, but it's not going to happen now.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what that young man's making and everything like that. That being said, look, they're expecting perfection. That's what
You know
everybody's.
what though? Where were some
but
of the
who's
other
perfect
players?
anyway?
Like I know we're so focused on Bryce, right? Like everybody's like, oh, Bryce.
I'm going to say this. The young man from Alabama, Justice Haynes.
Yes.
He had a great run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Justice Haynes had a great run. I mean, we had some running backs. Look at you put this team together. Now, what they did was tear this apart. They tore it apart so it could be equal.
Mhm.
Okay, that's why they want to see one-on-ones and running backs. What would you do if this guy could block, but that guy can't block? So you're gonna have to make a man miss. Maybe three or four guys you're gonna have to make miss and then get that one block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, you learn what these guys can do when there's pressure on you. It's manufactured. Look it, and you guys weren't here yesterday, so I can say this again. Everybody's probably gonna get tired of it. You've heard of game tempo, right?
Mm-hmm.
In-game tempo. It's the fastest thing ever moving. You can't replicate that in practice. You can't.
You can't.
You cannot replicate in-game the way things are. Things are moving fast. I mean, you have to slow them down yourself. You hear your coach, slow down, take a breath. Slow down, take a breath.
Well, that's what they talk about. They talk about athletes that get in the zone.
Right.
It's because they're moving with that tempo and that game momentum.
Exactly. So he has it. He's got it.
Yeah.
He got in there and he slowed things down. I was telling you before the show, he was throwing that ball like he's been there before.
Lasers.
He was throwing
lasers.
lasers, and some guys dropped the ball, but he put it in the right place. That if I make that catch, you make that catch.
Right.
It's just the way it was, where the ball was. And you know what? When the lineman missed his assignment, took off and ran. He knew exactly what he needed to do. Took off and ran.
That's a lot like JJ.
Exactly. It's
He had good footwork too.
It's intuitive. You understand what you need to do. So Bryce knew what he had to do, and he knows the guys in front of him. He knew what was going to happen.
The most impressive thing to me is this kid isn't even a legal adult.
Yeah.
That's the most impressive thing to me. But we treat him mentally like he's some NFL quarterback already. And I think that's where a lot of this
young man at this point should be getting ready for prom.
He should be.
Prom.
Poor kid, yeah.
Graduating,
graduation, all kinds of things he should be getting ready for. But he had a little blip. He had to wait. I got to do this and do this. I got to get my tux though, but in a couple weeks,
It's crazy.
It's just
the whole thing's crazy.
When you think about it, because everybody wants him to be that guy. And I'm not saying he's not that guy. What I'm saying to you is everybody's got to pull their weight. The offensive line in front of him Jerome in his interview, we got 3 guys right now. I can tell you 3 guys that are going to start. And he's got to find the other 2. He's got to find the other 2.
Yeah, I mean, he has to knit together. He's got to knit it together.
He's got to put it together.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, I like the wide receivers. I like what I saw out there. Freddie Moore, I love Freddie Moore. Love him to death. The new kid from Indiana, love him. He was out there. Samaj was doing his thing. You got individuals that were doing what Hanson, the kid, Hogan Hanson, I thought he was out there. And he was doing his thing.
You know who I was surprised I didn't see? What happened to EDOT? Where's Elijah Dotson?
I don't know. Maybe he could. I don't know. Maybe he's got maybe he's dinged up or whatever. I don't know. So anything could have happened. I mean, look, Marshall didn't play. Justice.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Marshall. Jordan Marshall. He played a couple plays and then he didn't play. He was done. They knew what they had in him from the bowl game.
Yeah.
But they got other guys in. As you can see, the running back room was very proud of themselves. Very happy, as I was. I was very happy for them. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was good to see. I mean, look, we always look for perfection. We're not going to get perfection all the time. That's why you have a spring game, to find out what these young men learned over those 15 practices.
I'm dying to see it. I unfortunately missed the spring game. I cried a little tear. I was on a vacation, cried a little tear into my wine glass, and I'm like, I'll survive. And then I'm like scrounging YouTube, trying to find some bootleg streaming. Somebody
Everybody's looking for bootleg.
Because people are talking about doing that. They're like, I'm going to sit in the stands and I'm going to video it and we'll stream it to YouTube. And so I was trying to find, I did see clips. So that's why
they had clips. I mean, you could have went on Michigan football. They
exactly.
They showed clips of everything.
Exactly.
I mean,
but there's nothing like watching the whole game.
The last play of the game. Who didn't see that? The flea flicker.
Exactly.
It was nice.
That was the first one I actually saw because that's the big one everybody's talking about.
Right. So, I mean, that was nice. I mean, it was nice. But, I mean, look, really, it's all about the game and all about the fun that they were having. And they
some people ate steak and some people did not.
Yeah.
And you were right, Jamie. I'm giving you the credit where it's due. Mizzy, we were wrong.
I know.
I went against Jamie and I should have known better.
Look, it's not win or loss. It's just,
hey, I can take the heat. If I call a game or like I called Rory. I called Rory winning the McElroy, winning the Masters. Yep. I called Florida Gators and Houston going to the finals. Yep. I had that right. And then when you said blue, and I usually go maize blue with the spring game. And last year I did maize, so I was going to do blue. And then Jamie's like, I picked blue. And I was like, oh, meh. I was like, I'll pick maize then. And I picked maize, and I should have trusted Jamie.
Should have trusted that.
And I lost. At least I didn't bet anything against it.
No, we didn't bet. I don't
my shred of dignity.
Look. It does. Michigan won that day. Michigan won that day.
You're right. You're exactly
right.
They
won that day. They got to know each other. They got a little closer.
They got the biggest crowd in the house. Yes, they had a great day.
Lovely crowd. They had a great weather. It was nice. Yep. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. You had 45,000 plus in that stadium that enjoyed themselves and got a chance to see what was coming. What's coming down the road? Imagine when he gets more days under his belt. He's just stacking days. He's just stacking them right now.
Hey, in my book, he threw better than Will Howard. I'm good.
I mean, look, we're ahead of the pace right now.
We are.
We were a year ago. If you want to look at it, a year ago we weren't where we are. We are where we are now.
And I love that it came down to Jolie Ellison, Larry Ellison, fifth wife, who's like, honey, I really need a good quarterback at my alma mater. And he's like, oh, here's 10 million, dear. And then we got him. She's from like my day.
Yeah,
Jolie.
That's right.
Yeah, we're like roughly the same age. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. So that all worked out. And then Tom Brady, you heard, threw in $7 million in the NIL fund to the Wolverines. That just happened right over the weekend, I think.
That's nice. There you go.
So he's starting to get invested in his alma mater. Thank you, Tom Brady, TB12. So that was good to see in the paper.
That's always good to see. Everybody's.
Hey, while there's no guardrails, everybody throw your money in the pot. All the donors, all the investors, all the famous alumni, throw your money in the pot.
Yeah, and then you got a capital campaign going on top of that.
Oh God, I know.
So think about that. I mean, those are the things, but. That's just the way it is. But you know, the good thing is, I think they're getting ready to. If the judge hasn't made her decision yet, nothing yet on the the payments from the university to the student athletes, but that's coming.
Oh,
that's coming. Yeah, it's coming down the road.
Yeah.
So revenue sharing, as they call it. Revenue sharing.
That's
what they call it.
That's what it is. I mean, I guess.
It's really not.
Kinda. I mean, well, it's indirect.
Let's just put it in. I'll say this. So you're really, it's revenue sharing because the players and the athletes are playing football and basketball, and the women are playing football, basketball. You got football, basketball, men and women basketball too, because they give money to the university, to the different conferences make money.
Yeah.
Okay. So you give that money and then you give them a set price at $20.5 million. 20.5. How did they get that number? You always wonder how they got numbers like that, because last time I heard, the Big Ten was making $1 billion for that football contract. Okay.
Yeah, $1 billion.
And each university was making like like $85 million, between 85, $70 million. I mean, that ain't revenue sharing. That's giving a little money over there. Here, we got.
You know what the crazy thing to me is? Michigan makes so much money for the NCAA for as much scrutiny.
Not NCAA, Big Ten.
Big 10. But for as much, but also for the NCAA.
Well, basketball wise, basketball.
So, for as much scrutiny as we get, I am surprised because we make so much money for them, right? Like we're a heavy hitter.
You're part of the system.
You think they wouldn't be constantly breathing down our back, getting us for every little thing, you know, you kind of go, what's going on there? So I don't know. I feel like Michigan anchors a lot of this and yet we get so much scrutiny. And it's like, maybe everybody likes to hate. I think Sharon Moore says this, right? When you're on top, everybody wants to hate you. When you're in the middle, people kind of forget about you. And when you're at the bottom, they disrespect you. Right. So when you're at the top, they're going to hate you. It's all eyes on you. It's bring you down. We don't like it. So that's, I guess, kind of why. But man, it's like for everything we do, leave us alone.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. For when you're, like you said, when Michigan's on top, life is better.
Which we are.
Things are good.
A lot of the time.
Things. Well, you can see the difference. Last year, the SEC was on top. For a number
but I'm talking kind of like historically, right? Like in general,
yes,
we're an academic and an athletic mecca.
We win a lot of games. We have a lot of scholar athletes, a lot of scholar
Olympians
people around the world.
Yep.
Michigan is not just a local or national brand. It's an international brand. Right. I mean, when somebody sees you in a foreign airport, and you got that Block M on, you're going to hear go blue, right?
That's absolutely true.
You are going to hear that. That is a way that people know you around the world. So, yes, you're right about that.
And we're one of the top 3 NCAA programs that has gotten the most Olympians and the most Olympic medals too. So when you talk international, that's huge. Like we're on that stage with USC and I don't even know, it was Stanford, right? Exactly. And so we do that. And if you think about it, the men's gymnastics teams just won national champions. They were the ones
here in Ann Arbor.
That's right. How cool is that? And they were the bronze medal winners in the Olympics. And we hadn't won a medal in, I don't know how many years. It was a while.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah. And so they did that on the national stage, not just the collegiate athletes, but like everybody, right? And then they brought home the national championship. That was really cool. So what I'm looking forward to is in the fall when they do the halftime, at the football games, and they bring in, or a timeout, whatever, and they bring in all the athletes and they line up. I'm waiting to see the men's gymnastics team because I was like, you guys deserve it.
That's either going to be, and I give secrets away.
Ooh.
It's the biggest game of the year.
Oh, really?
At home, and they introduced the national championship teams. That's how they do it.
Well, you know what the biggest game of the year at home is.
Well, I know the biggest.
I know the biggest game of the year.
It's going to be. I know where it's going to be. If you reflect on, it's not Spartanville. It's the Ohio State.
It's New Mexico State, right?
It could be. I mean, that's a big game.
I'm kidding.
Too. That's a big game too, and it's where we're going to see. It's the Ohio State game.
That's going to be a great game.
That'll be a great game.
My only thing there is we cannot treat that game the way Ohio State treated us when we marched into Columbus last fall, because they thought they had us, right? They're like, we can sit down. We can sit back on our haunches. It's just Michigan. They're not doing so hot this year. We're the best. We're amazing. And then we creamed them, right? So we have to keep.
Do you realize there are 21, 22 point favorite? Ohio State last year.
Football. Oh yeah, they were 3 touchdown favorite. Yeah,
I mean, that's why the fans were being that way. I mean, the players, they knew.
I'm just saying, no matter what, even if you are who you are, we've beat them the last 4 years straight, home and away, doesn't matter. You still have to walk in there with that like humble mind and heart and just say, this is still the national champion. We've got to play hard. Yeah. We can't just say, we're at home. We're on our own turf. We're great. We've got Bryce Underwood. We're going to be amazing. You've still got to play the game. You live and learn. So
I don't, you know what? I think everybody knows how that works out itself. It's a great game.
Right.
It's an incredible game. And when we get there, that's when they get there. I mean, that Saturday following that game, the last game before Ohio State, which is Maryland.
Oh.
You will see a different take on these kids. You see it on their face. You see what goes on. So I think they understand the value of beating Ohio State. They've learned
all we
it
care about
each year. Each year. I mean, think about it. I mean,
that's why you have a license plate in your room that says Ryan Day sucks. Only the audience could see what I see every day when I'm in here, and I stare over my computer screen, and it just says Ryan Day sucks, and I give it a little smile, and I think to myself, "You're right, Jamie. You're right."
Yeah. Wow. You know, Ryan Day, and I hate to say this, Ryan Day is being recognized as the best coach in college football.
I saw that, and I threw.
Say that one more time.
Mouth.
Ryan Day has
Whack.
I'm not even gonna let you finish.
Whack.
That's churlish, unprofessional, and whoever needs whoever mentioned that
Statement by a fool.
that's what they are. They're a fool. Just call it in. Just call it in.
I'm just saying.
Call it in.
Save that trash talk.
I'm not trying to. Look, I am not. I didn't say, hey, I think Ryan Day is. I didn't say that. I said there is people
I
who
know.
say that Ryan Day is the best college football coach in the country now. And I'm like,
In his
did you
mind.
forget Kirby Smart?
Kathleen knows what's up.
Did you forget? Who you got?
Kathleen Manley on Facebook. Yeah,
Can't wait until you you.
I love it,
5 in a row.
Kathleen. I
There
love
you go.
it.
You're right. You're right.
She's right. Those are the little like pew 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 lasers.
Look, I'm just reporting the news on that one, folks. I'm sorry.
As some people would say, that's fake news. It's not real news. It's fake news. It's fake news.
Okay, so did you see JD Vance drop?
You don't want to go around him right now. He's bad luck.
He is
Everybody
bad
is
luck. He
saying-
dropped the trophy.
He also
and then
apparently
the Pope
killed
died.
the Pope. So I don't know. I'm hearing all kind of crazy things in the news. I don't want to be within 10 yards of him. I don't want to die.
JD Vance is not having a good
He's not having a good year.
Not a good month. Not
That's
a good month for JD.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's interesting.
It was kind of funny that the trophy broke in half, though, because I was like, oh, that's like Michigan breaking their spirit all over again.
Wow.
Broken trophy, broken dreams. Couldn't beat that team up north.
I'm hurt, dog.
Miz and all the sound effects. This is why I love Miz.
I'm hurt, dog.
So when you think about this spring game, just think about it. It was a great learning experience for everyone.
That's what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's a scrimmage.
It is a
It's maize
scrimmage.
on blue. I mean, we're
Right.
fighting ourselves,
Yeah.
right? But in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they get.
Got like a chipmunk over there laughing over there, Jamie?
What was that?
It would be my phone telling me.
You got some weird sound effects too. Does Miz rub off on you? You got all your
No.
sound effects on the
I
phone
got
now?
all kinds of sound effects on my phone and everything like that.
Little suspect there, Jamie.
Suspect.
Hey,
Jamie,
suspect.
suspect.
He's sus. He's sussing over there. I don't know. I don't know.
You're sus. That's such middle school slang. Sus. You're sus.
Oh, you're sus.
No cap. Gibbity.
Oh,
What else you got?
you're trash, kid.
So, well, when there's a Michigan guy and somebody sees him, oh, he went to Michigan. First person that the family goes to. Do you know this person, Jamie? So I just
Jamie,
got that.
you get all the inside text messages. You know everything before everybody knows it. Like we'll be sitting here and then all of a sudden Jamie's like, oh, that can't be true. I don't know. Well, I don't. And I was like, don't say it. I can't remember Mike Debo.
Right.
You everything that happens, Jamie's in the know. And I was like, something.
Not
Jamie's
trying to
phone.
be in the
Jamie's
know.
phone is going off again in the middle of a show.
I know this. I know that we have I can tell you this, that Cam Ward will be the first pick of the draft on Thursday. Guaranteed.
Oh, hot damn.
I
Hot
mean, they've
damn.
already
Making hot takes.
Yeah, they're going to. They've already contacted his agent and everything to let him know. Now, if you're Cam Ward, would you be up in the icy tundra of Green Bay?
No.
They want him to be there to
Of course
come
they
up
do.
and shake the hand with the commissioner and everything.
Of course they do. They want all the hot players to be there. I mean, I
mean-
could kind of see that, right? Because that's the whole point.
So here's one for you. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
Remember when he was drafted?
I know. Yeah,
He stayed home.
I
He
know.
did
I
not
knew
go
where you
to
were
the
going with
draft.
it. I knew where you were
He
going
did not,
with
but
it.
he was in Michigan.
I know.
He's in Michigan.
Well, because everything's virtual now. You
We
can
were
do
getting
anything from
trashed for
anywhere.
that. You understand? We were getting trashed.
Of course we were.
We as people of Michigan were getting trashed. Why is America wanted to know?
I get it. I mean, I can see two sides of that, right? Like part of it is like you're right here in Ann Arbor. The draft is in Detroit. Go show up, smile on national television. Everybody wants to see it.
Right.
Like give the people what they want,
Mhm.
right? But then if you're looking at it from his perspective, he's like, this is like the culmination of my career in football up until this point, and I want to share it intimately with like my family and my closest people, right? So there's like the piece of it where it's like, well, I kind of want to stay with them. I don't want to share
I
it
get
with
it. No,
millions.
I get it. And
So I
maybe-
know why he did it, but at the same time, I'm also like, you kind of gave up that right when you became a famous athlete, right? When you became
All
a
I'm saying
celebrity
is
athlete.
he had an opportunity.
He
to-
did. He
to
did.
be on that screen. You see everybody get if
Yep.
you're looking for that big time,
Power
move,
punch. the
power
big-
punch
yeah.
and everything, and be a household name, you take
Well,
advantage of
and
it.
it was right here in the town, Metro Detroit, if you
Mhm.
will, of the school that he played at, right? I mean, you almost go, and we broke all those records with the draft. All those 750,000 people are in downtown Detroit. I mean, it was incredible. So
Oh, it was incredible. That's what
the
I'm
energy
saying.
was nuts.
And
I mean,
the people would have went crazy.
yes.
I mean, in the draft, that was it on Friday. I think the Michigan football team went over to the draft
yeah,
on that Friday.
yeah,
Friday afternoon.
yeah.
And everybody went nuts. Everybody went nuts. So the team was there. No JJ.
No JJ.
Just saying.
No JJ.
No
JJ did not give the people what they Jamie's intently looking at his phone right now, and I'm like over here waiting with bated breath of what insider news he has.
I'm looking.
I'm like,
here.
oh God, who texted Jamie? What does he know that everybody else doesn't know yet?
No, it's fine. Everything's great. I'm just having fun looking at my phone and everything like that. Just trying to figure it out. They college football news. The college football playoffs and ESPN have announced the date of kick times and broadcast information for the playoffs, quarterfinals, playoff semifinals, and the national championship have been announced
Oh,
for the 2025/26 edition.
Yep.
Yep.
If you're watching, obviously, if you're watching on stream, I've got it up for you right now. Obviously, the site locations aren't announced because we don't know who's playing at the
we
site
don't know
location.
who's playing. Right.
But what we do know is that the quarterfinals will be at the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl, with the Cotton Bowl opening things up on New Year's Eve at 7:30. Orange Bowl at noon on ESPN, Rose Bowl 4 p.m. on ESPN, and at 8 o'clock wrapping up with the Sugar Bowl. And then 1 week later, the semifinals at the Fiesta Bowl at 7:30 on Thursday the 8th, and then Friday, January 9th, the Peach Bowl, and the national championship game Monday, January 19th, down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami.
Miami, yeah.
So essentially, the Orange Bowl is getting 2 games.
Yeah. Orange Bowl is getting 2 games. They're getting January 1, and then they got the 19th, January 19th. So call it what you want. They getting paid twice.
yeah, they are. All about those dollar bills, Jamie.
I'm just saying that's not, but you know what? And Ms., we talked about this. Remember, I said the Rose Bowl says that they don't want to be involved with this the bowl coalition anymore, the whole thing and being involved. But how did they get them involved? They're still going to do it on January 1st.
Yeah, that's the big day.
Well, they don't like to move the Rose Bowl. Rose Bowl does not like to be played. They don't want their game played before or after the first. They want the first.
I could kind of appreciate that.
So
It's
they're
like a
old school.
tradition.
It's their tradition.
Yeah.
It's what they want. This is how ABC and ESPN are,
I'm big on loyalty and tradition. So I mean, I can get behind that.
I mean,
I don't know.
it was great. I think that's wonderful, and it was nice of the of the bowl people and college football to get things straight.
Those out of town bowl games at the end are so fun to go to. Because no matter what town they're in, it's like you said, when you see the black M, everybody's automatically family.
Right.
And you just go to whatever bar or whatever RV that somebody's pulled up and you just have an absolute ball. And then you go to the game and it's the same thing. And it's just such a great time. And it's like taking all the fun and all the traditions from Ann Arbor and then just taking it somewhere else. Right. And then everybody's there and it's usually a lot warmer. So it's always fun. I've gone to a few of them and I've never been disappointed.
Wow. That's crazy.
Have you been to a lot of them? I'm sure you've been to a lot of them.
Yes.
Mizzy, have you been to a lot of them?
The only bowl game I've ever been to was the Motor City Bowl, Eastern Michigan and Pitt a few years back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where?
That's at
Ford Field.
At Ford
Yeah,
Field.
they do that at Ford
Yeah.
because Motor City Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a warm one.
No, well, it's
It is a
indoor.
warm one, really. If you
It's
think
in-
about it, it's controlled temperature.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
just
mean,
saying.
I'm a poor. You gotta understand that. I can't afford going to, getting a flight to head
Miz
down
is
to
like,
Miami.
What are you talking about? One day, Miz, I'm gonna hit the lotto and we're all gonna get a private jet. We're gonna go to all the bowl games.
Listen,
It's gonna be a riot.
I mean, the last time that, obviously Michigan being in the Rose Bowl, I would have loved to have gone, but someone had to be back here to make sure that the Rose Bowl game was on the radio here, along with,
got to do it.
That's true.
they decided to do a live stream from like right outside the bowl, and that was not fun. Behind the scenes stuff, like, hey, it was great. The video was great and all, but like trying to keep things connected was not that good.
A lot.
Not
yeah.
great.
So I this is a little shameless self what do you call
A
it?
little self plug.
Yes, along with Nick Baumgardner.
You've earned it, Jamie.
The program Michigan Football, written by Nick Baumgardner,
Yeah.
forward by Jamie Morris.
Yeah.
It's coming out soon.
Wait, so
Real
he was
soon.
okay. So he was on the show last week, and I asked him that exact
Yeah,
question,
right,
right? And I don't
yeah.
know if it was in the 2:00 hour where we do the YouTube, or if it was on the, AM 1050 at 3. But we were talking to him, and I have his book Mountaintop, right? And
Mhm.
Mark Schneider signed it for me, but I haven't had Nick sign it yet, and I need to somehow run into him. And that's what he said. He goes, "I have another book
He does
coming
have
out."
another
And I
book
can't, I have a
coming out.
stack of Michigan books. Like I have Billy Taylor's Get Back Up book. I have Mountaintop, all
Right.
these different books. And so I'm really excited to get this book. And I think it's so cool that you wrote the foreword.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Because you're legendary. You've been
No,
around.
I'm
You
not
know.
legendary.
Yeah,
I
you are.
can't
Don't
believe
act
you-
like
wait
you
a minute.
aren't.
It was
Jamie,
pretty cool. It was
it's
pretty
pretty
cool
cool.
to
It's
do that.
pretty cool.
And so now I get why everybody's giving me crap
Why?
today. Because I've been getting text messages. Did AI write that for you, Jamie?
Oh,
or did you write that
no.
yourself?
You wrote
And
it.
I wrote that from the heart.
Don't be foolish. Becky wrote it.
Probably. Well, she oversees. We're not sending out anything that doesn't look right.
Yeah, good for Becky. I love Becky.
So
I mean, so I think Nick said, if I'm not mistaken, it's coming out in August, the
Mhm.
program.
August the 5th.
There you
The
go.
program, Michigan
Which is
football.
great timing because
Yep.
the season starts shortly thereafter.
Yep. On the greatest players, coaches, and people who built the program, on
Mhm.
their triumph, failures, and the relentless will to be better tomorrow. A history of the winningest football family in America. And Nick put it out that you can get it. You can pre-order it, I believe, through Amazon.
yep,
And
hard copy costs $28.
there you go. And of
That's
course-
like the same as a Mountaintop.
Yeah.
I think,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. I have a hard copy of that one. But I think the winningest football family in America is the Morris family. Played for half the teams in the NFL. Miz, I'm still trying to get Jamie and all of his brothers on a panel so I can interview them all.
You said after the draft.
We had
would
well,
do
no,
that.
after the draft, you're on a little mini vacation on the other side of the world.
Well, no, really, technically, yeah. When I get back,
Right.
I'll be back.
So what we're talking about, this is hilarious, is if you don't know, some people I think do, but if you don't, Jamie has all of his brothers played football. And I think, 3 of them in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, 3 of us
Okay.
were in the NFL.
Yeah, but you guys have played for probably like half the teams if you look at all
Mhm.
the times you've gone traded
Sure,
or whatnot.
right.
And I was thinking about this and I'm like, Jamie, do you realize that if you and your brothers were playing right now, you'd be a reality TV show? I mean, 100%. It's like the Kardashians of football.
Travis Kelsey and his brother.
Well, I was
That
trying to
would
make
be
a
better.
popularity reference.
Wow.
But think about that. Jason and Travis Kelsey, I mean, they're a big freaking deal right now
Right.
just simply because they're brothers.
right.
If you have more than 2,
Right.
that's even way bigger.
Agreed. Fully agree with you.
I can only imagine being raised in your household as a kid. Your poor mother throwing balls all over the place, breaking lamps, breaking windows.
See, we played, but we got a chance to play all sports, though. It wasn't just football.
Yeah, but you guys, that's a phenomenal football family. That doesn't come around. That's like for generations. That does not come around.
No, you're right.
Did you all feed off of each other? Like you all probably learned a lot from each other. I mean, I know you were the family defector. You didn't play for Syracuse.
Wow. Wow. How do I become a family defector?
You ended up in Detroit.
I got it right. Let's just say Jamie got it right.
Actually, you know what? That's a really good point. I said that because you were the little guy. You were the young one.
Right.
You were the baby.
Right.
And you finally figured it out. You're like, I can't follow these guys.
Right.
I got to go to Michigan.
Exactly. I didn't, wait a
Thank
minute.
God you did.
Honestly,
Thank God.
I didn't want to live in Syracuse like I did in Air.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Not. It was hell following them.
I don't blame
Everybody
you.
was expecting, well, you're not playing like Joe. You're not playing like Larry.
You know what the cool part
is?
is, though? A lot of people, when they have like a younger brother like that, they try to go off and do their own thing, and sometimes they don't make it often. And you made it like big, right? And you played for Bo. He's legendary. That's so cool.
But
That's so cool.
I had family, my brothers behind me. I mean, when I got to Michigan, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, I called back home and said, there's this starting tailback that they got. He's 6'3", 215 pounds.
Oh, shoot.
And they said, you're better than him. You're better than him. And it's like they Jedi mind tricked me. And
You're like, okay,
I'm better than you. And that's what they would tell me. You're better than him.
But then you were. That's the cool part.
It happened.
That's the cool part.
I got the opportunity.
That's the mind over matter. That's the push through. That's actually the Michigan way in a lot of ways.
Yes. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I found out how. Are we good? Hey, we need to go to a break.
Yeah, I figure we'll break on stream as we'll be on radio here in about 4.5 minutes or so.
Okay, let's break and we'll come right back. You're listening to the M Zone. Oh, we're on. What are we?
I mean, you're listening to. I mean, you can just say you're listening to the M Zone.
You're listening to the M Zone.
This is the M Zone. This is the M Zone.
And welcome to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Missler, and the MVP herself, Vanessa Pawlak. And if you missed the first hour, we were live on Facebook Live, as well as Instagram and some other
And YouTube.
outlets, and YouTube.
And we're still live on them.
We still are live. So if you want to come on M Zone Live, you can check us out, see what we're doing, and having some fun. We don't leave when we leave. So we're there. We're still there. We sit there. Sometimes we sit there.
We don't leave when we leave.
Right. Well, when we leave on the radio.
If
When we go to break, we gotta pay for the radio.
Yeah, and if you got
I'm
good,
just talking with my smart mouth, Jamie. It's
yeah,
okay.
and if you got good takes, we pop them up on stream. Like John, good afternoon, all the way down in the Woodlands. Beautiful 85 and sunny down there in Tejas.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow. You must be burning up, bruh. Woo. Oosh, I
We
don't
love
know
our
what 80 I
commenters.
don't know what 85 feels like anymore. Right now, because I'm getting into it now.
Because you're a bona fide Detroiter now.
No, I'm not that.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You've
I'm
been
an-
here long enough,
I
J-Ho.
am an Ann Arborite.
You experienced your first opening day.
I
and-
did in a while. In a
Okay,
long
that's
time.
sad.
Yeah, and you experienced your first opening day. Now look at you.
He puts on a Scooble jersey and pretends like he's been doing this the whole time. I'm like, Jamie.
He's like,
That young
I may say
man
the Yankees
wrote
going to
a
win.
letter. You want to talk about
He's a
someone
great
right.
dude. I
He
love
is
it,
a
yeah.
great dude.
Mhm.
He is something special. And talking about that, how about them Tigers?
How about them Tigers?
I mean,
Yeah.
they played the best team. I think the team in the league right now. The Padres, San Diego
Statis- yeah.
Padres.
Statistically, they were the best team in all of baseball. Last night going in 16-6, and the Tigers had the best record
Mm-hmm.
in the
The
American
American.
League Central.
Right.
And after last night, now it's a three-way tie for the best record in all of baseball between the Padres, the Dodgers, the Mets. The Mets, gotta love the Mets, the Metropolitans, the Mets. But in the American League, the Tigers have the same record as your squad that you apparently love to death so much. The Bronx Bombers, the New York
I
Yankees.
don't know why y'all talking bad about the Yankees. Come on now.
Because it's the New York Yankees.
I don't
listen,
know. Where's all the
anytime-
hate coming from for the
Anytime you
Yankees?
can keep up with the Yankees, you're doing well.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing well. I'm
exactly.
sorry. That's
mean,
been a
come on.
dynasty for a long time. So I'm really proud of the Tigers. I think they're going to do something special this year. I know, it's interesting. Who's their pitching coach right now? Isn't it Chris Vetter?
It is
That's
still
the
Chris
guy-
Vetter.
So
Yeah.
So he came from University of Michigan,
Mhm,
right?
came
Yeah.
from
And he
greatness.
was, it was the 2019
Mhm,
team that
mhm.
made it pretty darn
Yeah,
far with
right.
him. So I
One
think
game
they're-
shy of the
and I
World
look at these
Championship.
Tigers and I think about the pitching, and it reminds me a lot. Well, not only the fact that he's on it, and I think that's awesome,
Mm-hmm.
but also of like Leland. Jim Leland had that strategy. I mean,
Yeah.
his pitching bench was as deep as a grocery list. I mean, he had so many people. And well, think about that. You're not tiring out anybody's arm. You've got all these great pitchers. I mean, that was part of his overall strategy, and it panned out. So I'm actually really excited to see a former Wolverine coach on the Tigers, and especially at a time like this.
Tigers coming on right after us, Miz, aren't they?
6:15 pregame coverage as the Tigers have
Mhm.
game number 2 against the Padres. 6:45 or 6:40. I'm sorry. First pitch
Mm-hmm.
downtown Detroit. It's a Jack Flaherty pitching day today, so it should be a good one for the bump. Tomorrow it is a 1:10 first pitch for the Tigers as they wrap up their 3-game set with the Padres. I'm not sure who's pitching that day. I think that is a Olsen Reese pitching day tomorrow. But both games you can hear right here on your Ann Arbor home for Detroit Tigers baseball, the Big 1050 WTKA.
There you
Woo-woo.
go. See, I told you. I knew that there was.
And then
there
they've
was
got,
that.
and then they wrap up their 10-game homestand with 3 with the Baltimore Orioles Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before they hit the road.
Yeah.
The O's. Wow. Dude, that was 10 games that quick.
Yeah, they had a 4-game series with KC, got 3 of 4.
Crazy.
And then getting 3 games with San Diego. Game, like I said, second of the 3 tonight, and then 3 with Baltimore.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't think about that.
It's going to be September before we know it.
That's true. That's true.
Let's not get crazy now. Can we have a summer?
No.
Can I get the summer in?
I don't know.
Mm, I
Football
don't know.
season is too far
We
away.
need to get-
No, I love the Tigers. You know
football
that.
season is. I mean,
You
the
know
Tigers they're in a good spot. Usually,
They
we're
are.
talking about how bad we are, how not good we are. There's nobody chirping like that. Nobody should be chirping.
Not at
I'm just
all.
saying.
Yeah.
This is a good team. This has happened. We made the playoffs, and now
Mhm.
we're rolling. We know what we're doing. We
are.
know what we need to do. We have some players. Although, Miss,
Yes.
I don't know who plays short, but they're about to find one.
Mrs. Favorite person.
My
Well,
God.
so I mean, with the ongoing injuries that are going on, good news, by the way, Kerry Carpenter is in the lineup today. He'll be playing designated hitter. They did release the starting lineup for the Tigers today. So it'll go as file. As mentioned, Jack Flaherty on the bump. Kerry Carpenter will bat first, the designated as a DH. Batting second at second, Gleyber Torres. I got to do this because it only is right. Batting third, the left fielder, Riley Green. Batting cleanup, first baseman Spencer, the big bat, Torkelson. In right field and batting fifth, Justin Henry Malloy. Batting sixth, being called up yesterday, Jace Young.
Mhm.
The catcher will be Dylan Dingler. Batting eighth at short will be Trey Sweeney, and Javi Baez is playing center field.
Your favorite.
Honestly, like, he's not doing as bad as I thought he was going to. He's still not at that, Mets, where he was with the Mets and the Cubs, but at the very least, he's batting better. He's at least seeing the ball a little bit better than seeing a pitch that's like in the, in 5 counties over and still swinging at that.
5 counties over.
Yeah. I do like John mentioning on the socials, we need Parker Meadows back to patrol that big center field. He snares everything out there. Any comments on where the UM softball is heading? Well, I can tell you right now, in terms of Parker Meadows, he's at least getting some throws in as he's dealing with nerve issues with his arm, but did some light throwing last Friday. So he's in the process of trying to get back to things. This weekend is the U of M alumni, the U of M softball academy.
Oh, wow.
By the way,
Okay, there you go.
See,
Make some money.
I wore my shirt.
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
You did.
And it's a big one because it's against a top tier team in UCLA. They'll be coming to town for games. I believe it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and the academy runs on Thursday.
Nice. And UCLA has always been pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
They've always been a good rival, even though they're way across the country, but now they're a Big Ten.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're that's no longer.
Isn't that who we played against in 2005 when we won? Wasn't that the game? Michigan, UCLA? I can't remember.
Liz, was
We're
that
going
a-
back 20 years. It's hard to remember, but I
Yeah.
think that was when we won the national championship under Hutchins.
I was going to say, I mean, you're asking me something, 20 years ago, and I'm sitting here like,
I can't remember
barely
20
remember-
minutes
I think
ago.
it was.
Thank you.
I think it was.
I'm almost positive. it was
2005 was against UCLA.
UCLA.
Okay.
Yes.
But
There
they
you
were
go.
packed. They were Pac-12 at
Mhm.
the time.
That's my point. So
Yeah.
they've always been a good rival. That team has always been pretty good for a very long time, but now they're in our league.
Yep. And looking
And
at
they're still good.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're still good. Still in the top 10. They're
Mhm.
number 8 in the country. They had a rough weekend with Oregon, who are now jumped up to number 5.
That's
in the
another one
country.
that plays good softball.
Yeah, Michigan
play
had,
lots of
Michigan held
softball.
them. Michigan held close with Oregon in 2 of the 3 games. We talked to Angelique last week.
Mhm.
They got swept, but in the first 2 games, they only lost by 1 run, and then they end up getting shelled in the second game. They ended up doing a back-to-back because when you think of Pacific Northwest, you immediately think terrible weather.
Yeah,
So, but
I think terrible weather.
yeah.
Well, you are the weatherman, Ms. I'll take your word for
I
it.
can't.
I'll take your word for
I only
it.
know spring game forecast. That's all I can do. Softball is playing today. They do have a game at 4:30 over at the Hutch to take on Oakland University. So their precursor before their series finale, their regular season finale.
Oh, good. I mean, I like the way the schedule runs. I mean, I like how they get
It's
some
quick.
non-coms in, as well as
We should do that.
Big Ten.
We
Yeah.
should do that.
It-
I think
it-
it's great that we do.
The thing is like the season is quick because they spend most of the season, either in Florida
Right,
or
on the road, right?
in the warm weathers at the
Yes,
beginning of the
right.
season. So like they don't get a lot of home games, and when they do,
How many home games do they get? What, 12, maybe 13?
they get a few series. I mean, when you throw in non-con, I think you're probably looking at maybe 17 or 18,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
I'll do the math to see what we did for this year, but
Okay.
But Florida's where it's at. When you talk about baseball and softball,
Mhm.
I mean, that's where it's at. And you can see it even in the majors, right? I mean, they're
Right.
pulling kids up from, Cuba and Puerto Rico and
Mhm.
all Florida. And it's
Only
year
12.
round and it's constant. I mean, yeah, we play in domes in the
no.
wintertime, but it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same. Even my kids who play, they're just like, it's not the same playing outside as we got to play indoors. It's just simply not.
only 12 home games, by the way.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Only a dozen. Okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But,
crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, softball is still dominated by the SEC, which isn't so much of a
The
surprise
South.
nowadays.
Shock.
Yeah, not really so much a shock at least, but Tennessee, Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma are the top four. Then Oregon at 5, Florida State 6 and 7, UCLA at 8, Arkansas at 9, and LSU at number 10.
Was it? Not Nebraska, excuse me. Northwestern really good a couple years ago.
Northwestern has had some great teams the past few years.
Mhm.
It's a bit of a down year for them right now. I
Okay.
don't know if it's the whole recruiting aspect of things, if that's what it is, because that's usually how it. Obviously throwing in 3 big programs into the mix with Washington, UCLA, and Oregon into the college softball world. It's and other teams really getting better and better each and every year. It's tough to kind of recruit some of the better players in the country
Right.
when you're going head to head with other countries, other schools that are doing really really good work right now.
Right. No, I get it. Look, there's only one. There's players out there, and they want to go to the softball factories. I get it.
Yeah. Can't blame them.
Yeah.
No, you can't blame them. I mean, you want to play with the best. So you try to go to places that, softball has a long tradition, which Michigan would be one of those schools that has a long-standing tradition.
I agree.
So good God, I remember Hutch when she got the job. I remember when Hutch got the job. So
When was that? That was the late 90s. When did she?
Oh no, she's
No.
been
86?
back in the
Is it 86?
yeah,
70s or 80s. if I'm not
my
mistaken.
years.
Well, the reason I was thinking that is like I started watching her when I was in high school. So I was
Mhm.
thinking 90s,
It
but
was
she was hired
86.
before that. Yeah.
86.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
my-
an
those were
awesome
my
career. What a
years.
legendary career.
Incredible.
That's really
incredible.
cool.
Yes.
GOAT.
I remember when they came into the indoor facility that we used to have. The one indoor facility we used to have.
One.
Oosterbaum.
Oh
It
yeah.
was the first one
Yeah,
to be made. Did you
yeah.
realize Oosterbaum was the first indoor field in college football? I mean, we
I
made
don't know
that
if I knew that.
and we made it too low. Made it too
Oh
low.
God.
Made it
But
too low.
We were the ones you couldn't kick in
Kick.
it, man.
Oh,
You couldn't punt. You
yeah.
couldn't punt. You couldn't kick off. We had kickers that could kick all over the place.
Yeah, and I
Just-
gotcha.
Yeah, it was just made it too low. We made it too low. Who knew? You know what I'm saying? You could play the
That's
game.
so
you could play it
silly.
there, but
That's like when NASA overshot Mars because they measured in feet and not meters. It's like, come on, people kick at this height. You should make it a little taller.
well,
Oh, now you're asking a lot.
you're asking a lot. No one talks about punting when you're trying to
This
build.
is Michigan. It's
an
supposed to be
indoor
a smart
field.
school.
Oh,
We're
it's so
supposed to be
fun.
a smart
You're-
school, JMO.
You're right, and we screwed up. But all the ones that came and visited, and all these schools that came in from the Big Ten and everything, their fields are perfect. You can punt in them. You can kick off in them.
Yeah,
you can do
because
all
they
the-
learn from the
because
best
they learned
not to
from
do
us.
that.
Exactly. We screwed it up. Don't
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
be that way?
That reminds me of the natatorium, the swimming pool, not in a bad way, but that's supposed to be one of the toughest swimming
Yeah,
pools
right.
anywhere.
Mhm.
And that's why I think we produce so many Olympians or
Yeah.
Michael Phelps swam in
Agreed.
it.
Agreed.
And it's because of the walls of the pool and the way the water splashes back
It's really in
on
the
the
way.
athletes and it slows them down. So they have to swim harder to make the same time. So when they go
Right.
to these other pools, they kick everybody's butt because they're like, oh, we swam in my pool all day. And
I'm
it's so
gonna say
hard.
this. I hate that pool.
Everybody hates that pool.
No, I hate that pool because I got my apartment building, which is right across the street from the pool. We used to have a direct walk to Schembechler Hall. That's why I moved into that apartment.
Oh my God,
So I
that's
can
right.
have
It's
it.
right there.
And they dug a hole in it.
And you had to walk around.
And we
it.
had to walk around
all the way around. You had to walk that extra
my
100
God,
yards.
You do not know.
Sounds
Struggle.
really entitled.
Oh,
The struggle bus that Jamie was on, man. The struggle bus.
it was
The struggle bus with his ramen noodles.
When the legs are sore and you're coming up to camp and you're trying to get around, you got to walk around. You can't walk straight. I mean, you have to walk around it.
I believe there's a Tom Brady speech on toughness that would apply here.
Doesn't matter. Tom Brady would have been in that scrimmage, that practice too. That week, that year, it was a mean year.
It was a mean year. That extra 100 yards we had to walk.
Year.
And this is great. This is coming from a legendary running back.
Just saying.
I had to walk an extra 100 yards.
Yes, that extra 100 yards.
Come on, J-Mo.
And the other reason I got that apartment, there was a bus that went up on campus. It drove you all the way to your class.
We should have got him a wheelchair. Push him around, just like they do in the airport.
Just need to make a human
Can't make it
bridge.
to your gate.
just
We'll push you
saying.
there.
Make a human bridge for around.
I'm just trying to make it easier for all of us, so we can all do it. We were being my roommate Phil Webb.
Phil
We
Webb.
would run for that bus.
Webby.
That bus would like wait for us and go burr burr and give us a horn. You got 3 minutes and I'm leaving, and we come running out of there, full speed, jumping on that bus.
Oh, so now you can run. Now you can run.
Now all of a sudden,
I could run to get to the bus. I couldn't run.
Oh my God.
It was just look that. I hate that pool. No, I like it. I like it.
Hey, but that pool is like training in Denver.
it's great.
If you're
It was
a
great.
runner,
No, I
that pool
agree
is the
with you.
equivalent.
I agree with you. I mean, it just got in the way.
Just got in the way.
It's just got in the way. Who knew they were going to build a pool there?
I mean,
Nobody plans a pool in a. It's right next to the whatchamacallit, the student whatchamacallit,
the student union?
Yeah.
Yost? What do you mean?
No, students came down and worked out there too.
Oh, like the IM building.
Yeah, the IM building.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
it was. So who would build that in there?
No, but that does make sense though. If you work out, swimming is part of a workout. Why wouldn't you
No,
add a
it's
pool?
student athletes that were working out in the pool. There was no regular students getting in the damn pool. You ain't let nobody in that pool. Come on.
I'm sure you would have pushed a few people in.
Oh, I would have pushed some people in the pool.
The construction workers. Screw your pool. Throw them in.
I just
Dirt
didn't want
hole.
it. I did not
Sink or
want that.
swim.
I didn't want that pool to be made, but it got made.
I think Jamie had some of these little crack bombs, these Rolos that he left all around the station, like some damn Easter egg hunt.
You know what? Did you
Hey.
see them? Did you see them?
I
and
have
did you
one.
catch them? Yes,
I
exactly.
got little crack
Nobody
bombs.
nobody said anything. And when I would hear them, who's doing this? Who put the Rolos around the building? I would say, some idiot did that.
Well, I just ate one.
Who was that idiot, dare we say?
I found one.
Huh.
That was
Who?
me. It was me.
These Rolos, they're little
Who?
crack bombs.
Hey, they weren't throwing it away. They were eating it away.
I was putting them back in the damn dish. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is there candy being left out? Like, this is how we get ants. Do you want ants? This is how you get ants.
Ants ain't coming in here.
I mean, maybe.
Have you-
Maybe. You never know.
We'll find
I
a way.
put one in front of his window too. I put a red one in front of his window.
Got a sugar high going today.
I had nothing to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nothing to do.
So you're putting Rolos.
So I put
out.
Rolos all around the building.
Want to know what he does during commercial breaks? He goes into the break room, grabs some candy, and just starts putting them around the office.
That's what I do. I do.
so he gets his steps in.
See, I get
That's how
my
he
steps
gets his
in.
steps
See?
So he's willing
I
to
do
walk
my
for
code.
candy,
I
but
will.
not around the pool.
Right.
No, that damn pool shouldn't have been made. It should have been made.
And
around
arguably,
North
you were a
Campus.
lot younger when they were digging that pool.
No.
Cannonball.
Yes, working a lot harder when I was young.
That's a legendary natatorium, though.
I'm just saying, it is. It was. And you know what? When they named it Canham Auditorium,
I don't even know.
yeah,
never
it's
even-
Canham.
Okay.
And he built it. It was his.
It's Michael Phelps' house to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like
Pretty
Michael
much,
Phelps.
he did. Yeah.
I remember funniest story when they were talking about Michael Phelps, who got in trouble for smoking pot in college. And he shared it with some. It's all over the news, right? What happened? And I'm like, how could he do this? He's like the best swimmer in college right now. Everybody wants. He's going to the Olympics. How does he get caught smoking pot? Right? Like, how do you got to be so stupid? Well, Jay Leno is on the Tonight Show later that day, and he goes, yeah, he's a college kid. He's gonna smoke pot, and he claims somebody shared it with him. And he goes, what I want to know is what stupid person would share their pot with a kid that's got the lung capacity of a dolphin?
That's true.
I was dying. I'm like,
That's
so
true.
true. That guy takes one stroke and he's on the other side of Michigan's pool. Nothing stopping him. He's Michael Phelps.
Well, I mean, how do you expect him to eat? What? How many calories?
12,000 was his diet when he was swimming for the Olympics. 12,000 calories a day.
Throw in the munchies with that. I mean, you're bumping that up to about 15K
With the
right there.
munchies. Of course, Miz is like, let's put this in context.
And we have some Cheetos, and I'm going to stop by NYPD and we get some big pepperoni pizza, man. Yeah, pepperoni.
There's got to be a sound effect.
And we got some bacon. Put some bacon on it too, and Funyuns.
Stay off.
Who puts Funyuns on their pizza? You guys make fun of me for putting pineapple. Funyuns?
I didn't say Funyuns on a pizza. That's
Pineapple and ham are good on pizza.
What about pineapple and pepperoni? I don't like pig.
Oh my god!
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Yeah. Go ahead, Jamie, because you and I are on the same page.
I know where you're going
What
with
do you
this.
think pepperoni is?
There's a spice in there that kills the taste of pig.
Who told you that?
I taste it. Ham is so chewy. Pepperonis are crispy. When you eat food, it's a combination of the flavor.
If you fry ham, you know it gets.
I don't like bacon either. Blech.
Okay, just
Call
letting
me
you know.
anti-American. I'm okay with it.
No, that is anti-American. Though.
Thanks, Jamie, for reminding me.
Just letting you know.
I'm not
I mean,
from. I'm Greek. That's right.
Well,
You're right. I'm Greek.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So, let me get you some tzatziki sauce.
Hey, now be nice with my tzatziki sauce
I'm just saying. I mean,
and my
look,
moussaka and my pasticcio.
all I'm saying
my
is
spanakopita.
pineapple, and we're back on this again. For some
We are.
reason. Pineapple on pizza,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to
Strawberries. What?
pickles on pizza.
Oh, this is the pineapple pickle war. We did this at opening day.
Yes.
I don't know about pickles, bro. I can't. That's
You don't
weird.
like
That's
you don't like
weird.
deep fried pickles?
I love deep fried pickles.
Okay, so we agree on that.
Oh, we have some. This is great.
We agree on
found
that.
common ground.
We
found
did.
common ground
But I still.
on crispy pickles.
So how do you like your pineapple on the pizza?
Well, I like it cooked.
Yeah, okay, so you want some hot. It's just hot. It's not cooked. It's just hot.
Just
fruit.
warm
I
pineapple.
bake it on the pizza. Don't look at me like that.
You know, I'm saying the cheese is. You're trying to wrap the cheese around it to melt the cheese around it, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think
'Cause
some
cheese
places-
is gonna get hot, and it's gonna.
I like my pineapple.
Okay,
Oh, see, here's John Green. He's saying in the comments, you need your vegetables. Jalapenos, fresh ones are crunchy.
I gets down with the jalapenos.
I
See?
like jalapenos on my pizza. I will take that. I don't like my fruit on pizza.
It's
Does
not like
anybody
I'm putting
who
strawberries
who
on
screams
pizza.
and yells for apples on pizza?
Nobody.
Okay, I'm
Hip-
saying who
hipsters.
wants peaches on pizza?
Nobody.
Okay,
Hipsters.
then why would somebody want pineapple on pizza?
Does it taste good? It tastes good in my mouth, Jamie. That's what.
Freezing.
Pineapple and pizza.
Save that one.
Yeah.
What? No, don't say it.
It's on the internet forever. Sorry, you said it, not me. That's it.
It's time to go home.
I don't know why it's time to go home.
I think it's time for a commercial break. Is what it's
Exactly.
time
We
for.
need to go to a break. That was funny. Thank
No,
you.
it's not
Thank you
funny.
for that
It's
one.
only funny to you two.
We're gonna-
and
you-
all the people on YouTube.
You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050. For a second, and then I'm like, oh, she did walk into this one.
I will.
Yeah, you emphasize pineapple so much, like it's the devil on my pizza.
Oh, good Lord. Goodness. The things that we say in radio.
Miz, do we keep the live stream on?
Yeah.
Oh, so like I'm not doing anything and it's still on.
Yep.
Oh, hi audience.
I mean, I'll get it. Well,
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler,
Yeah.
best guy in the Bizzler. And you got the MVP in the house today, Ms. Vanessa Pawlak. And the Pistons did win. Not again, but they did win this time against New York.
They tied it up at MSG on the road. I'm so proud. That's a tough arena.
One game to one.
Tough arena.
They almost did what they did the other day.
They almost choked in the fourth.
I don't know if it's choking. I don't think the Pistons understood they need to play the full game.
Full game.
The full game. Just
They
because
got
you
a little
up,
tired at the end.
just because you are up a little bit. 21 points. Go ahead.
Listen, it don't matter. MSG, KFC, anything else with G. Pistons and 5.
Oh my God, man. You're
I don't
special.
think she knows.
It
what
don't
she's
matter.
talking about.
Madison Square Gardens, Botanical Gardens, Garden of Eden. Pistons and 5. It don't matter. KAT, PAT, SAT. Pistons and 5.
Only you missed. Only you.
It don't matter. Pistons and 5.
If you don't know, he's
Pistons.
mimicking our man Shannon Sharp.
Pistons in 5.
So we'll see. I don't know why you looking at me talking about Pistons in 5. Don't even start that.
Because my boy Cade.
I like Cade. I do. I
like
him.
Duran too. I'm a Jalen fan.
Duran's good. I like Duran. I like
Good
Duran.
defenseman.
I like what's the Malik Beasley or what's his name, Miss?
Yeah, Malik Beasley.
Malik
Mhm.
Beasley. I like him too. He ain't afraid of nobody. He will take you
You're
on.
right.
I'll tell you. No, he's got an edge about
They've
him.
got a good team that has really kind of gelled that I haven't seen in years from the Pistons.
Well, they made a great jump. I mean, we're talking 14 games last year. I mean, I don't know what anybody else heard. We're talking 14 games last year. The Pistons only won 14 games last year.
You couldn't give away the seats.
You couldn't.
You
Nobody
couldn't.
wanted to go. I mean, who wanted to go? Now everybody gonna be there. Everybody, everybody, even my brother. I'm bringing everybody. Everyone coming.
Detroit's
Everybody.
going to be popping. All the bars.
It's gonna be crazy
It's a third day.
again. It's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy.
It'll be super fun.
It will be. It'll be nice to see for the first time, though.
It's been
Little Caesar Arena popping.
6,174 days.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is
Yeah.
that the number?
Yeah, the last time.
Ooh.
Little Caesar Arena's never experienced this. Never.
Oh, that's a good point.
Never.
That's a good
It was,
point.
it was the place in Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
It's a
It
place
was,
in Auburn.
Yeah.
They haven't played the
That's
Palace.
The Palace. Thank you.
The
I'm
Palace.
like, why am I drawing a
It's the
blank? I want to say
Palace.
Silverdome, and I'm like, no,
last
it's
time
not.
they played in the playoffs, it was at the Palace.
That's huge.
Detroit basketball.
You know, they recently asked Chauncey Billups if he had to field another team, and he picked the same other 4 guys.
Really?
Yeah, Rashid,
awesome.
Ben, Rip, and Prince.
Really?
Yeah, he picked all the same. Tayshaun.
So the Pistons have played at LCA in the playoffs. They started playing there in 2017-18 season.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I was sure that they did, but I could have been wrong. But no, 2017-18 was their first season at LCA. But
Oh, first season.
They're a
okay.
good group.
All right.
I just feel like they're a good group. I don't want to get my hopes too high up, but
I think,
excited to see them play.
well, I think for me, it's we've been waiting for someone to accompany, Cade in terms of not just putting the full responsibility on his shoulders. And they've got a team around him now. You've got guys that are willing to pick up if he's down, so to speak.
Well, you got shooters and you got scorers and you got thug ballers.
You got defenders.
That's what
You
you
mean
need.
if he gets ejected on his own bobblehead night?
They still lost.
I know.
They lost.
That's what I'm saying. You
I'm
need
just
people to
saying.
pick it up when he can't play.
Well, you can't pick that up.
I
You
know,
can't
I know.
make that up.
You can't.
How you gonna get? How you on your bobblehead night? On your bobblehead night, get kicked out of the game. Did you not say, "Ref, you can't kick me out. It's my bobblehead night."
You say it with such passion. I'm with you. And it's not normally like him. He's not like that. He's not a hothead. He's not crazy. He's not jumping in the stands or yelling. And it was an off night. But he was definitely on last night.
He did, and you calming me down. But how you gonna get?
He was
kicked out?
on fire last night. He was
He-
doing really well. So
He played well.
we
He
need
played really
that
well.
throughout the rest of this series. So hopefully we're coming home and it's even easier to do it. Maybe.
Is the LCA really a home?
Well,
I mean,
it's
is it
Detroit? You know, it's all the fans. It's all the energy. Everybody there wants Detroit to keep going.
I get what you're saying, but Madison Square Garden was crazy last night.
Absolutely, it was.
They were. Can they?
Well, and you
can
get
you
so
get-
much noise
Can you
because
get
the
the
celebrity.
LCA to be like that? Can they get the LCA to be
Yes.
like that?
I think they can.
I think Detroit is Detroit
Because
sports
they've never
city.
done it before. They've never done it before. Just like it took time for the Lions.
Yeah,
For all of
it
that,
did.
all of that noise now that you got and everything like that,
It did.
it took time for them to make
But see,
noise.
but
and
that's
be a
what I'm
part of
saying.
it.
Like the Tigers are on fire. The Lions have been the best they've been in decades. Now we've got the Pistons coming up. We don't want to talk about our beloved Wings, but we've got some great sports teams and everybody's in it. Detroiters are like that. Like they all want to flock to where's all the action happening? You support one team, you start supporting the next team. All those arenas are right next to each other now. I mean, people love that. Detroit's a sports town. It really is. The only other attention
we shall
Madison Square
see.
Garden got is all the celebrities that sit courtside, and then
Yeah.
they get distracted with,
Don't they
this
wait a
guy
minute.
is here, that guy is here, because it's New
50
York.
Cent sat up front. I saw 50 Cent
Oh,
big
I
old
love
head.
me some 50 Cent.
I saw 50 Cent up there. He can't throw no baseball.
No.
I don't care. He's a good dude. Like, if you heard him speak and the way he
I
thinks,
heard, yes, yes.
his mental game is like, you'd be surprised.
very
For being shot in
articulate.
the face
He's
9
very-
times. I was like, you wouldn't expect somebody to be that smart. And I'm like, how is that guy? He's like,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you don't get shot again. You got to be smart about it.
10th time I might take him
I'm
out.
just gonna say, hey, I'm gonna sit behind over here.
That boy don't play.
Exactly. I'm just saying, how you gonna?
He's the one that called out P. Diddy like decades ago, and nobody would listen.
And he did.
Because he's got more legitimacy than a lot of those athletes and celebrities. So
I'm just saying.
I like him.
Who are the celebrities of Detroit that you're gonna?
Eminem.
Okay. Other than Eminem, you're
Wow.
saying Eminem.
He's our dude.
Jack,
He's our
wait a
dude.
minute. What is it? Jack, who's the guy that sings? He's the other
Jack
singer.
White
Jack
from the
White.
White Stripes.
Yeah.
He might.
Jack White. Is he?
I mean,
Maybe.
I would say you're gonna get a lot of like the
'Cause,
Lions
you
guys.
know,
I think.
I mean, you can't do the Motown sound.
So
'cause
here's the thing,
most of them are too old.
That's true.
I'm just
But
saying.
because Detroit is such a big sports city, I think we make a lot of our athletes almost like local celebrities.
Sure, I
So
said there'll be a lot of.
see all those guys.
Amon-Ra St. Brown will be there. I
Yes.
said there'll be a lot of
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Lions.
They're
There'll
all
be a lot
there.
of Lions. be
JMO
there. Yeah.
will be
And the
there.
interesting thing
James-
is, they
Jameson
all
Williams
used
will
to
be
be
there.
like that. This hasn't changed in
But
years.
America doesn't know those guys.
I know, but we
you
do.
know what I'm saying.
So we
you
talk
know
about-
who they are.
When we talk about the energy of LCA and downtown Detroit, that brings life and energy to it.
I mean,
For Detroiters.
Don't you? I mean, there is Kid Rock.
There's Kid Rock.
Keep him away.
Listen to me.
Keep him away.
Miss don't want
Keep
him.
him. I don't want
I'm
him
just-
anywhere near
I'm
it.
just. You guys said I'm trying to get you celebrities at your game.
Yeah, I've already
How
brought
about
up a
you
few.
go, Jamie, and then I'll be like, I know a celebrity
I'm
at the
not
game.
going. Look.
Yes.
My Pistons. They're not still. They're still my Pistons. The bad boys. Love the bad boys. Till they beat up Jordan now, and I got mad.
Yeah. Those were good old days. The microwave, all those
I love the
dudes.
microwave,
Vinny
man. Vinny
Johnson.
Johnson. Yes.
All those boys from back in the day.
All I'm going to say is, I don't know of any. I mean, I guess New York has their stars. But Minnesota doesn't have any stars either.
No.
I don't see anybody sitting
Good old
courtside.
clean Midwest town.
Right. I'm just saying, Minnesota doesn't have. I mean, who did last year when the Mavericks made it? Who did they have?
Dirk.
Yeah.
Dirk and who was there? The third baseman for the Yankees. What's his name? Rodriguez.
A-Rod.
A-Rod
Yeah,
was
A-Rod.
there. He was there
Yeah.
because he was planning
Okay,
on buying
but there
the
you
team.
go again. He's an athlete, celebrity.
Yeah.
So Detroit is kind of like that with like mini celebrities that are athletes.
Outside of Eminem, who can we claim that's
I don't know,
What about
Jim.
the
I'll
guys
go to
from-
the game.
The guy,
But I'll say you were there.
you can get the guys from the Detroiters, that comedy series from Comedy Central.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's a good one. That's one
There's
seat.
some, yeah, well, when I think
They got the
celebrities, I
share.
think like actors, like Jeff Daniels or something, right?
Jeff Daniels
There's
would
a-
be good.
Yeah,
There's
there's a
one
guy,
for you.
right?
Yeah,
He goes
that's
to
a
some
good one.
stuff if he's in town.
I mean, although he wants to claim that he got rid of the curse for the Lions,
Yeah,
it's
him
still
and
there.
Him and Peyton.
He said that.
Yeah, he got rid of the curse.
Yeah,
Him
him
and
and Peyton.
Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
in the
yeah,
bathtub,
yeah,
all that
yeah,
liquor
yeah.
in the bathtub. Better get another bathtub.
Oh, what about Keegan Michael Key?
There you go.
Yeah, Keith Michael
He's another
Key.
one.
He's a
I like
Detroiter.
that dude. I like
That's
that
one.
dude.
That's one. We got to think of somebody.
We got to get them all in the front row and they get all the
They
cameras.
got to get on the front row. I mean, who came from Detroit? You better. You can use. Hey, you can use.
Big Sean be a good one.
Big Sean would be good.
Or Jeter.
Derek mentioned.
Derek Jeter
would
is
be
another
good.
one.
Derek Jeter, but
He's
you know
coming
he's a
back to
Yankee.
do.
He's a Yankee, though.
I know, but it's not the same
No,
sport.
that's the captain.
That's what he's from here.
That's the captain. He ain't from
He's
here.
from
He
here.
ain't from the D. He perked me over
Good
there.
enough for me. He's giving the speech at graduation at University of Michigan.
That ain't Detroit either.
It is Metro Detroit.
My God, you were really reaching today. I'm trying to
It's
come
all
up with
these-
legitimate.
It's all these little crack bomb Rolos you got all over the office, and I keep finding them every time I go on my way to the break room.
Let me
I'm
go
like,
get you a sour ball.
no, that was evil. Jamie gave me a warhead. I haven't
I
put one
did
of those
not give
things.
you came in here with all that candy.
Okay, fine. You had it at the station and you graciously offered it in the break room. And I was like,
Exactly.
oh, candy. And I take a little warhead, which I probably haven't had since I was a Halloween trick-or-treater under the age of 10. Put that darn thing in my mouth and my eyes started twitching and watering. And Jamie's like, are you going to be okay? We have to go on the air in 2 seconds. And he like hands me a napkin. He's like, spit it out. Spit it out. I'm like, all right.
I don't-
Something in my mouth.
I don't think I don't know like what his extent in terms of Piston fan would be. J.K. Simmons would be a pretty good
J.K.
one.
Simmons would be one, Miz.
Yeah.
I'll take that because he's a Detroit Tiger fan too.
Right. So
He's
I
a
mean,
huge fan.
you're going to get a lot of Tiger players are going to show up
Do you
too
think we're
because
gonna
there's an
get-
off day.
That's an
What-
off day. Yeah, they'll show up. That's good.
What's
They
his
can-
name? Like
what about
Bob Seger? Any of that? You
Yeah.
may see that. Maybe.
John
if he's in
said Bob
town.
Seger, Tim
Seager
Allen
would
maybe.
be nice.
Tim
Tim Allen would
Allen.
be good.
What about the stash?
That's who's the stash?
The stash.
Oh,
Tom Selleck.
yeah. I was going to
The
say
stash.
what was his show? The
Magnum PI?
Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
Speaking
do
of
that.
Hawaii
I'm just saying.
vacation.
That's good. Magnum PI would be good. Tom Selleck would
He's
be
a good,
he's
yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's
a good guy.
one.
Yeah, get G-Mac Cash. The guy that sang that song. The guy that sang that song.
Good
Our
lord.
return music. You know the Pistons won again.
Exactly.
And all you gotta do is just
Oh.
change one word to another team. You know the Tigers won again.
Who is the biggest TV person?
Ooh.
I mean, I just don't know. It's Tim Allen. Gotta be Tim
It's
Allen.
gotta be.
Gotta be Tim
Of all
Allen.
time, probably, yeah.
Gotta be Tim Allen. I don't see anything else. Axel Foley. You guys could get Axel Foley to come.
What about Ken Jeong?
Yeah. Hey, Ken Jeong would be pretty good.
Yeah, you get Ken Jeong.
That's good.
I mean Tim Meadows, but I mean I don't know how much. I mean it's
Is he
not the
from
night.
Detroit?
I don't know if he's actually from Detroit. Let me
See,
find
well,
out.
Jamie has all this
Wiki.
criteria. It's got to be Detroit proper.
He was born in
Well,
Highland.
I'm not saying out in the western part of the state of Michigan. Jeter is out
to come
there.
to school in Ann Arbor. I feel like that's close enough.
You're still 38 miles away from the city.
Tim Meadows was born in
Well-
Highland Park.
Who?
Highland
In Highland
Tim
Park.
Meadows,
Yeah, he's right there.
comedian.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
what
said
about
he's right there.
David Allen Greer.
Close.
David Allen Greer would be great.
Close.
That's
yeah.
one. He got to shave that beard off, though, Miss.
No, let's keep the beard. It's a playoff beard.
Okay. All right.
Playoff
I think you're gonna
beard,
convince
baby.
Miz to shave somebody's beard.
Not Miz.
I know to
David
shave
Allen
somebody
Greer.
else's. He
It
likes
wasn't
beards.
until honestly,
Clearly.
like I had to trim mine up because after that picture that you and I took, Vanessa, at the Buddy's
Opening
pizza
day.
thing, I look like a homeless dude. I'm like,
He didn't
that's-
like the picture. You made him look at himself, and he didn't like the
Man.
picture.
well, it was the beginning.
That was a great picture. People
No,
gave
that
me
was the be-
compliments
that
on
was the
that
be-
pose.
That was the beginning of things. Like well, that was the latter part. The beginning part was like was the broadcast that I did with
there it is. Here.
the
thought.
broadcast I did
told
with
him.
AB
Looking
and
like,
and
looking
Lomas.
like what you call it? Hey, I like it.
When I did the broadcast with AB and Lomas for the Michigan State game, that was the there it is. There's my homeless self looking. Just look
I
at that.
had to put it up
Guys,
to the
and
camera.
change, please.
Miz, that was a great picture. You have a good smile. Everybody's happy. That was
You
a
look
fun
good,
day.
Miz. You
Hey.
look good.
Got local celebrities. D. Robs mentioned and Mike Morris. All we do is win.
That's a great theme song for sports games.
Wait a minute. What song? What?
Oh, John Green is saying Stevie Wonder, Glenn Frey.
I mean,
Fry.
Stevie Wonder, but come on. Come on, John. Really? He listening to the game. He ain't at the game.
Listen.
I'm not trying to dog Stevie out either. He's a musical genius.
One of the go.
You sound like Kevin Hart. He's a musical genius.
He's a musical genius. I mean,
Kevin Hart is so
think
friggin'
about
funny.
that.
He is so funny.
I can't think of it. You guys, now I got to go on Google next time and figure
Lizzo.
out who the heck is
Oh,
in
well, yeah.
Detroit.
What
So
about
we've got
Lizzo?
John Green, Bob Seger.
Diana Ross. Diana Ross would be good.
Where is she now?
I don't know.
I don't
Probably
even know
in
where she
Hollywood,
lives.
Something like that. I don't
The
know.
Hollywood Hills.
Something. Well,
Her
Yeah.
son, Evan, married Jessica Simpson's little sister, Ashley.
how you know all this?
I don't know.
You
But I
just
thought
got
that
random.
was a
You
weird-
just got random stuff just rolling around in that head. Did you hear this, Miz?
I heard.
I can't turn my brain off, Jamie. It's
I
like a
didn't ask you to
like a
turn it off.
defect.
I just think it's funny. You just roll that out. Like
you say
randomly.
Diana Ross. I was like, oh yeah, I guess her son married that other one, and then
I got Diana Ross. Yes, I knew Diana Ross is a good one.
What about Lizzo?
Is she from here?
Yeah.
She from the D,
Yeah, I believe.
I
Yeah,
think
but
half
she
of her might
claims
show up.
she claims Minnesota though, Miz.
born
claims-
in Detroit.
Right, but she claims Minnesota.
Everyone will claim another city.
I
Like
don't-
Jamie Morris claims Alabama when Michigan's having a bad year, and then when it comes to
Wait a
basketball,
minute.
he claims
Miz
he
claims-
claims Gonzaga.
New Orleans.
Oh,
He
Missy.
claims-
I've already claimed that. I've already said that. Listen. I went through the proper channels. I hit the fandom transfer portal when I wanted the Lions to have a 7-9 season. They couldn't even give me a 7-9 season. I go, you know what? I'm in the transfer portal. Hit the transfer portal. Hit that transfer portal audio, Miss. Okay, I'll hit that. I hit the portal. Sat out a year. Came back out, and it was the year that they made it to the conference, the NFC Championship.
Wow.
Oh, is it
Derek
like?
says Mike Morris.
Yeah,
the
that's
lawyer,
what we were saying.
The lawyer. He
Yeah,
said the lawyer,
Didn't
Mike
you hear,
Morris.
Didn't you hear me sing that?
I
Brian?
didn't hear you say that, man.
He's local though. Remember we were saying celebrities? You're like, I can't be local. Nobody knows who
You
they
no one
are.
knows who Mike Morris is unless they
Drive down 96 and see the billboard.
see all the billboards. Yeah.
If that's the case, we want the Jomana there as well. too.
Jumana K. Root.
It just stares at you with the death eyes.
Exactly.
Stares at you with the death eyes. Miss.
All
You should
all I'm
go ahead
saying
and
is,
sue.
this is Detroit. What are we going
Go ahead and sue.
show to the people?
Sue that
What are you
person.
gonna
Sue them. Sue them.
Miss is asking for it.
Sue them. Sue your neighbor.
Oh my God. Miss, they might do it just for sport. I would be careful.
I would too. Calm down. Don't stop trying to get people to sue. All I'm saying to you,
Jalen.
this is a huge event that's coming. You
Yeah.
understand that? The
Yes.
NBA.
Yeah.
So
You
New
bring
York,
them
I
into
know
the
we
Fab
can't
Five.
keep up with New York. I know we can't keep up. We can't match them in any way. But who are going to be the celebrities that are sitting courtside? Y'all telling me just a bunch of athletes.
This should be the
Jalen.
call of the day.
Jalen.
Jalen Rose.
I like that.
He sits
C-Web.
courtside a lot. He sits with Tom
C-Rap,
Gores.
he would be good too. And he tried to get involved with the women's, the WNBA
Right.
when they come back here.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that would
yeah,
be good.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be
That'll
good.
be good. So those are good. I like those.
Like I said, I mean, in terms of the rest of the people that would sit in front row, like I said, you gotta. I do think Big Sean's going to be there. Slim's going to be there.
D12, baby. Proof. I'm just kidding.
Harvey
right
Obi-Tron.
now, you guys got me with. I agree with Bob Seger. I agree with Tim Allen right now
Mhm.
because those are
Slim
the
Shady, you know.
big,
You know that's
Eminem
an
He
obvious.
would be perfect. He would be perfect.
I feel like Keegan Michael Key might. He shows
can
up
bring
to all
his
the
daughter too
Lions.
because everybody knows his daughter because
But
she's in every song.
didn't she just have a baby or she's about to?
Oh well, she can't come then. I don't want to.
I don't
I don't
know.
want her to get hurt or anything. That's
He's about to be a grandpa. For all that smack talk he had and all his rap lyrics when he was 26 and now he's like 50. He's the old dude when he would make fun of everybody.
right.
This is hilarious. I'm like, Slim, you're gonna be a grandpa now.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
Meanwhile, he's just staring off to the abyss like he was at the big house for that one night game. Just
No, he just can't be high. He's scared of heights.
Oh,
Yeah, he's really afraid.
That's why
of
he put him on the
Really?
floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he freaks out. He's on the ledge. He was looking. That's how he was doing it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So how does he? Because he has to be in a suite for security, presumably,
Right.
right?
Right.
So how
Not
does he go up in
necessarily.
these suites if he doesn't want to look down? I guess the
He's
glass
talking to people
window
in there, glass window,
protects
something
you
like that. Yeah,
mentally.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, hey,
It's so funny.
I'll just look.
For such a
I-
tough guy, I'm like, you're afraid of heights.
trying
What?
to
I like
get-
you,
I'm
Slim.
trying to. Well, he's got to invite. What you call it? He got to
Who?
invite. What's his name? From New York.
Spike Lee.
No, he's not Spike.
I know what you're. I know exactly what you're saying though.
He's
Why
gotta
can't I
invite
think
his
of it?
boy. It's his boy who got him into. He brought.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, he's got to invite Dre.
Dr. Dre's from
That's
the West
a very
Coast.
New
I know,
York.
but
he's
he's
the other way. But that's a very New York type celebrity. That's a big deal.
Who, Dre?
Yeah. He's not
Dre,
from New York.
Yeah.
I know he's not from New York. What I'm
Right.
saying is they're playing the Knicks, and that's when all the big name celebrities come out. I feel like Dr. Dre would be a pretty big name to
If
show
you could
up.
bring it to,
To Detroit.
yeah, that's
Exactly,
huge.
exactly.
That would be huge.
Yeah, but that's definitely. Oh, 50 Cent's his boy too.
50 Cent is his boy, so he's got to
Oh,
invite
my
50
heart
Cent.
goes pitter patter. I like my 50 Cent.
I mean,
We
you could
gotta
bring
get
some
him
people.
here.
You could bring some people there. I'm just saying.
Who else we got?
I don't know.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
Miz has
big
gone
game.
through. Miz has got the list. He's going.
I'm
through.
literally going through Wikipedia
Stevie
and
Wonder.
everything.
Is that the girl from Cheers? Is she from here? Shelly,
What?
the blonde-haired girl you got underneath.
That's
Aretha Franklin.
Madonna.
Oh, that's Madonna.
Madonna.
Madonna would be good.
How did we leave her? Well, she's not really a sports person.
Right.
I don't know that
that's the
she's
reason why I
ever
didn't-
really.
That's why I didn't
Did
mention
she sing
her.
at the Super Bowl?
Well, that's
Maybe.
different.
I don't care. She sang at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but she doesn't go to sports events for the pleasure of watching them.
Okay, whatever. Then don't let her go.
Oh, but her daughter did go to Michigan,
She did
and
go
we
to
share the
Michigan.
same
She
birthday.
went to Michigan. She
well,
went
for
to
a
Michigan.
hot minute,
Doesn't matter. She was
and
there.
she left. But
Everybody
yeah.
claims her.
You can get
That's
Detroit.
true.
You can get the true Detroit power couple,
Who?
Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to say Verlander and his wife.
Oh, what's her nuts? I
Save
can't
it.
think of it.
Back it. Pack that one too.
What's her name? The
Kate
cat,
Upton.
cat daddy
Kate
lady.
Upton.
Kate Upton. There you go.
Right.
Cat daddy lady.
There you go.
You know cat daddy. Don't ask like you don't know it.
Yeah.
No man I know doesn't know what that is.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Oh
yeah,
my
Verlander,
God.
but they're in Texas, aren't they?
They're in Texas right now.
Yeah.
He plays for. Where's JV play now?
Oh, there you go. That's all right, Philly E. That maybe everybody's gonna. No one may agree with this. How about Derek Coleman?
Maybe.
He's a former basketball player. He's from this area. Played at Syracuse
Right down.
and played in the New York, New Jersey
There's
area.
that Syracuse again, Jamie.
I'm
Haunting
just
you.
saying,
Haunting you.
Yes, it is. Well, we got our own players, though. We got our own athletes.
Yeah,
we
we
already
do.
just named all the athletes
Yeah.
that are going to be there.
You know what was cool about the draft, the NFL draft,
Mhm.
is you had pro sports players from all sports.
Yeah, all genres.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had
Right.
Stanley Cup champions
Yep,
there.
yep.
It wasn't just like, hey, football. So I think you're going to see some of that here. It might not be this early, but if the Pistons go real far, you're going to start seeing some big names.
So you think
Big
Dylan?
name
you think
celebrities.
Dylan's going to be there?
That would be cool.
You think he's going to be there
It would be cool.
for the Red Wings?
I think it would be really cool.
I think it'd be cool too.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you're going to get at least a couple members of the Red Wings are going to be there. I wouldn't be surprised Darren McCarty would be
Yeah.
down
Darren
there.
McCarty, he's
When he's
everywhere.
not on his comedy tour.
Exactly. We see him everywhere. We saw he walks by us. I mean, he will right that.
Right.
Offering his strain and everything.
Exactly. Just saying.
Maybe get the Steiner brothers. Maybe Big Papa Pump shows up.
We can get Big Papa Pump.
I'm
That's
just
the one
saying.
I can call. That's the one I know.
Just saying,
Get
maybe
him there.
maybe he's the one that shows up. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, if Eminem's going to has got to be there. Big Sean is going to be there. Tim Allen possibly. Bob Seger. I don't know.
I don't know about Bob Seger. I don't think he's going to.
I
They would
think if
find a
they
way.
get
They
real
would find a
far.
way to tout Stevie Wonder out. They would find a way to do it. It would, but again, if that happens, we'll probably be at home and we're going to be the first ones to make it to hell because we're going to look and laugh at the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to
I
happen.
don't know what I don't know. It just, I mean,
But like I said, you're going to get a lot of the Tigers. Going to show up because it's an off day on Thursday for them. You're going to get a bunch of Lions players.
You're going to get some Lions players. Yeah, we got to go to a break.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we got Chris Ballas coming up on this on the next segment anyway. Going to talk about spring ball, obviously, and then a bunch of other things. Maybe we can ask him what celebrity should come to the basketball game at the LCA. All of that on the other side. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
It's funny.
And what's great right now is that we can talk
I
to
think if the
Chris.
Pistons go pretty far, you're going to start to see some big names.
I was looking at
Especially
tickets.
playing-
Holy cow.
especially
Prices
playing
on tickets are
at
crazy.
home.
How much
right?
are they?
Like if they played the Lakers and it was in Michigan, you'd start to see all these like
There
California
he is. Look
celebrities.
at Chris.
What's up? How am I doing? How
Oh,
we doing, guys?
They got to put their
What's up,
headphones
Chris?
on. They
How you
can't hear 'cause
doing?
I got their
I'm
mic.
doing great. Good to see
Sorry.
you guys.
Look
Chris.
at you.
Don't be sorry. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
Hey,
Good.
it's a beautiful
Yeah.
day out. I'm surprised that you weren't hitting the links.
Oh man, we had a magazine going out. We got our football preview going on right now that we're putting together already for the fall.
Oh,
Man.
my God.
So,
This
hey
early?
Jamie, I was watching. So Nick Baumgartner's got a book coming out, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
August.
So I was watching the clips of the '86 game, the one where you stopped on the dime and you scored, down in Columbus. Okay. Who was that safety that was giving you shit? Was it Eisenman or something like that? He was always in your face. Every time you were getting up, he was in your grill.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes,
Okay.
and I know the name. I forgot the name, but I remember. I got to look it
Yeah.
up again.
Yeah.
But he passed away recently,
Oh, did he?
and
Oh,
I guess he
but I
can't give
went
you shit
down there.
anymore.
No, he can't. And he goes, "You know who I am?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I know who you are." When I put my foot down, you just kept going by.
Yeah, that's sweet, man.
I know you.
That's too funny. Yeah, well, too bad he passed away, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're starting to lose some people, man.
We are.
Yeah, I don't like it. So, anyway, how was the Big Easy? Is that what it's called, the Big Easy, Vanessa?
That was great. I had a good time, although I did miss the spring game, so I was trying to find bootleg versions of it on YouTube.
Well,
And
you
I
have to
only
wait till
saw a
Sunday.
couple key plays.
See, I told her. Chris.
Yeah.
She going on trying to search bootleg shit.
Oh, we recorded the whole thing on my iPad. So, but,
Oh, you
again,
went plus size compared to Connor Stallions. You're like, Connor,
Yeah,
how's it done?
yeah,
dude?
hey.
Show me how it's done.
This is how a real
Right?
man does it.
yeah, exactly. So, we had dinner with Connor down in Indianapolis. He's an interesting guy, man. Have you ever had him on?
No.
Yeah, I bet he'd go on in a heartbeat. I bet they wouldn't like it though. Michigan probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah, what they don't like, they don't know. Who cares?
They listen. I can promise you that, man. So,
Really?
Like brothers.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting.
I know him personally.
Of course you do.
You know everybody.
You look at
Vanessa.
me.
You do.
No, I'm saying not in a good way. It's
No,
not.
you're not saying that in a
oh,
good way.
geez.
It's not.
She's not saying it in a good way.
Chris, we'll talk after the show.
Yeah.
Really?
This is the show, but wait, the good show is
Yeah.
on afterwards.
Right. Well, that's what happens when you mingle with athletes, there, Vanessa. So, yeah.
Good Lord.
I didn't mean that you took your kids. I knew you didn't take your kids to New Orleans, for crying out loud.
I know. I was like, they're not 21 yet. I don't know.
No, that's not the place.
Not
to
that
take
you
them.
couldn't. I definitely saw people with like strollers in the streets, and I was like, "That's questionable." I'm gonna
No.
call CPS. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not
Right.
not at New Orleans, no, but you can take them to San Francisco or something like that. That's a
Right.
nice trip.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just New Orleans, just to have babies and strollers or even young kids in those streets is a little.
Yeah.
It's not.
When I went to
really safe.
Vegas, people with children, the children were picking up like the little flyers,
Mhm.
for the strip clubs and all that with the start out nipples and all that. I'm like, I'd put that down. My dad instinct was like, hey, watch your kid here,
Well,
So-
that's how we found out my brother was gay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He wasn't into it?
No, well, we were there with my parents, and I was 16 and he was 15, and they have those little like
I know what
packets.
they
They
are.
go like this to get your attention with them,
Yeah.
and then they give them to you. And obviously, it's naked women, and so they handed one to my brother, not realizing I guess he's a minor because he's 6'7", And
Wow.
my brother's like, "What's this? Ew."
Really? Wow.
I don't know if he's into women, but
I would have
he
taken
didn't
him
come
home
out
with
for
me.
years, but it was kind of funny
But you knew.
because at that time,
You
when
had
you're
a
a
feeling,
teenage
didn't you?
boy, your
Yeah.
hormones are
Right.
raging, right?
You had a
Yes.
feeling.
And he was just like, "What is the ew?" And I was like, every other 15, 16-year-old boy at school would have like put that in his back pocket and
Right.
saved it for
Right.
later, you
Saved
know.
it later.
This is before the internet, and that, you know,
Yeah.
boy, you know. So I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, "Oh my God, Vegas is crazy! They're giving minors like this stuff."
All right.
Can that
It
one
is
too,
crazy.
Miz.
Yeah.
Can that
It
one
is
too.
crazy.
Nothing.
What did I do? I thought we were off the air.
Nothing. Stand
We're
by.
off
We're
the air.
coming.
I
We're
do
coming
not
back.
mess with you.
We're
Oh,
coming
I
back
was
from break. Stand by.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morse, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler. And we have our MVP today, Ms. Vanessa Pawlak. And joining us is Chris Ballas from the Wolverine magazine, Wolverine.com. Chris, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's good to have you on screen online with us. So, folks, you can go on YouTube, search M Zone Live, and you will see Chris Ballas. If you haven't seen him yet, because this is the first time I've seen him, I usually have him on the phone too.
That's true.
It is. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. That being said, Chris, everybody and their brother is going to ask you, and I'm going to ask you right now. Bryce Underwood, spring game, what did you think?
You know, that's what everybody wants to know, and of course, that's what everybody's watching, right? And I was watching because I hang out with offensive linemen in the big
Right.
uglies. That was the first thing I was looking at, Jamie. And you know what I saw on the first pass? The first time he dropped a pass was I saw some leaky protection. I'm thinking they better get this kid some help, right? Number one. But what I love about him, right? Two things. Number one, in talking to his teammates after the game, they said what a leader he is and how much he has assimilated with these guys. He doesn't have an ego, and how effortless everything looks with him, how hard he works. He's one of those guys. He's a lot like JJ McCarthy in that respect, where you just feel really good about, you know, that eventually he's going to be the guy. It's just a matter of when. And with Mikey Keene out with injury, Jaden Davis not quite ready for prime time, that time is now. But I was talking to somebody in the building, and they said this is the most talented freshman quarterback that we have ever had at Michigan. And that includes guys like Drew Henson and Chad Henne. They loved Chad Henne, who was surrounded by a little bit more talent. So, you know, we'll talk about that in a minute. But to me, he looks the part. And it was funny looking at all of these rival fans looking at his spring game numbers and saying, oh, he's just not good enough. And look at those numbers aren't any better than last year. The way he throws the ball and the way the ball gets there, he was on point with most of his throws. There were a couple drops as well. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be a special player here in time.
Chris, I agree totally with you. This young man, and I was telling Vanessa before the show, before we came on at 2:00 today, I said the way he threw that ball, he had one throw where I was telling her, do you remember when JJ threw the ball between two players at Ohio State and it hit our young man,
Roman Wilson.
Roman Wilson's hands got right in there and they scored a touchdown. I mean, that's exactly what Bryce did.
Yep.
The play wasn't completed, but it was thrown to the tight end going into that end zone to the point where if that tight end didn't catch it, it was going to be an incomplete pass. There was no way that the defender could get to it.
Yeah, and it's the defender, half the time they're turning around and all they're hearing is the ball whizzing by their ear, right?
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened on the Roman Wilson throw. We saw it at Michigan State last year a couple of times too, where the linebacker's dropping into coverage and all of a sudden here's here's that ball whistling around his ear. And that's what Bryce Underwood does. But what impressed me too was on several of those throws, he had the one miscommunication on the interception, but on several of those throws, he put it on where either only his receiver is going to get it or nobody else, right? It's okay to have incompletions. It's everybody looks at the numbers 11 to 24, and a lot of those were really good plays. And Cade McNamara took some crap for that too. And when look at his numbers, he's 50% or 55%. But in his good year, the one year that he had here where he led Michigan to a championship, he was throwing the ball away, and that was the right play, and that's why he was playing. So I think Bryce Underwood's ahead of the curve there. Some of the throws he made though were just on the money were fantastic, and you're thinking, oh my God, this kid's got an NFL NFL arm already at 17, and he really does. And but again, the thing that impresses me the most is that he doesn't have the ego, the big ego. Yeah, he might say, "I want to win a Heisman Trophy and I want to win a couple of natties here," but you need that. I like that in a pilot, right? Is what they say, and I like that in my quarterback. So that's what you need. He's got that swagger, but when it comes to winning games, he's all about his teammates.
Who didn't say I was going to win the Heisman Trophy? I told Bo Schembechler,
Right?
You bring me here, I guarantee you, with that offensive line and me, nobody will be able to see me, and I'll show you what I can do. So
I don't think people realize how good you were, man. I really don't. Anybody who didn't see Jamie Morris play, man, and I told you I was watching those clips of that Ohio State game from '86 and how you were stopping on a dime, and man, that was fun. You were fun to watch, buddy.
Yeah, and you still hold the records. I think you've got several records here. Yeah. That's impressive because it's been a long time, J-Mo.
Wow. You can't get away from it. That being said, but also we have bits and pieces in that offense that can be explosive. I mean, people don't realize when you do a spring game and they do all the divisions up and they got a maize team and a blue team and this and that. I mean, you got running backs, you got the two running backs who played really well, that did really well too. You also have wide receivers that you had to divide up, that, they're on one side and they weren't on Bryce's side and different things like that. So my whole thing is that, Chris, once they put that offense together, this is a dynamic offense that can take off if everything works in its favor. Yes, you've got to bring that offensive line around. You've said it. I've said it. We've got to get an offensive line that we've had in the past, and we got to get there as soon as possible. Whether it's going to be Mikey Keene or it's going to be Bryce Underwood, you've got to get this offensive line in shape and ready to take on whatever comes in front of us.
Yeah, and I do think it's going to be Bryce. I really do. Mikey Keene missing the entire spring, and we've heard it's an upper body injury that's kind of limited him. The good news is Sharon Moore said that he's going to be back throwing this week. However, I think it's going to be Bryce, and I do like the receivers. I was talking to people inside the building. They said Donovan McCulley, transferred from Indiana, had a really nice spring. Some of the freshmen, Jamar Browder, I think he's a big target. It's funny though. Everybody's like, well, can he be that 500, 600-yard guy? Not as a true freshman. If you look at Braylon Edwards and you look at Mario Manningham and you go back to Greg McMurtry, those guys weren't, those guys waited their turn. They broke out in their sophomore years. So they're going to need some of these upperclassmen to stand out too. Fred Moore's a guy that's got to really come around, and he showed at the end of last year that he could. But the backs, right? You're going to ground and pound a little bit, I think, because they showed I thought these guys up front, Andrew Babalola, true freshman, might have struggled in pass protection on Saturday, but he was moving piles when I was watching him in the run game. So, and I really liked what I saw from Justice Haynes, Jamie, when he bounced outside on that one. He can move. He's a big kid. In terms of being strong, he can move. He bounced outside and he showed that home run speed. So I think you're going to see a lot of play action with Bryce. I think you're going to see a lot of, they're going to lean on the run game as much as everybody talks about offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey and what he wants to do in the pass game. I still think they're going to be a run first team.
Again, you're listening to Chris Ballas from the Wolverine magazine, Wolverine.com. Chris, let's talk about that defense. I mean, again, they were separated too. They didn't have all of their guys together playing as a one unit. There were guys making plays though. You saw guys making plays, and a lot of people said we're talking about the secondary and different things like that. But you've got time to put things together, and that's the one thing I was encouraged about, is that they gave up some plays, but they didn't give up the home run ball.
Right. And in talking to some of the defensive staff, Jamie, they said our front seven is going to be dynamite. That was the exact word they used. They've got depth. The edge rushers, Dom Nichols surprised me, the sophomore, and he's probably the third best rusher on that team behind Derek Moore and TJ Guy, and was getting in there religiously on Saturday. So that was exciting. I think the guys in front, up front on the defensive line, you're talking, you're not going to have a Mason Graham. We've talked about this, right? A top 5 pick, but you are going to have 6 guys that you can rotate in there that are going to be really good and at stopping the run. So, and what they said if this offense can be solid, then this defense can be lights out again. You don't want to put them in bad positions. You don't want short fields, a bunch of 3 and outs. And the one position, and this kind of surprised me a little bit, was they were talking about corner. They'd like a little bit more help at corner and a couple guys to step up. I think Jair Hill is their number 1 right now. Zeke Berry's kind of the man that can play every position, and played corner last year better than I thought he would, and really surprised me, especially in that Ohio State game. But I think they need one more guy to step up there. You got some young guys there like Shamari Earls, who's going to be really good in time again, but wouldn't surprise me to see them take a peek at least and see what's left in the portal there.
Yeah. Look, Chris, I love what I saw. And look, I'm going to say this about Bryce Underwood. Here's a young man who's got, I'm going to say 15 practices. And maybe I'll give him a couple more practices up at the bowl game. But I mean, he's had to learn this playbook as much as the coaches can put into him. And now he's developing over time. Now, the reason why I didn't say he was the starter or say he was the starter right now is because, still got more to learn, still got more. And, he's got time, and I think he's got that time. And you know what? You know what they used to say? If you're number 1 right now, you just try to stay number 1 too.
Yeah, it's going to be a competition, and I'm glad he didn't name a starter out of the spring, and I knew he wouldn't. Right? We haven't seen Mikey Keene, but what they said about him is we've seen him, 2,228 snaps or whatever. We know what he can do. Chip Lindsey has seen him before, was on a team with him, so and they trust that he's going to be at the very least a capable backup. If he's the guy that's got to go in, say that Bryce were to go down to Oklahoma and struggle on the road early or something like that, if he's the starter, then you've got a guy that's unflappable that has done it in the big house last year, for example, and can come in there and is not going to be intimidated. So they're going to be okay there. And Jaden Davis rather, was 6 of 17, had a couple picks. They said he's shown some improvement. It seems to me he'll be the number 3 guy right now. So, but you know what? 2 quarterbacks should be enough. And to me, again, have you ever seen a specimen like him on campus, Jamie? In terms of at 17 years old, we've seen a lot of freshmen come through this program over the years, and I have never seen anything like him in the way that he's built, the way that he throws, and just the presence that he commands out there at that position.
Chris, that's the way I was telling Vanessa and telling Ms. today. I said, look, here's the special thing about this young man. He is a freshman. He's a freshman who's playing in his first spring practice. I didn't play into my first spring practice till I was into my freshman sophomore year.
Yeah.
I was I had that opportunity, but I mean, he's a freshman and he's come in. This kid should be getting ready, renting his tuxedo, getting ready for his prom. Let's be honest. That's what he should be doing. But now, I get it. And the pressure is on him because of the money, because of the all of the accolades he has and everything like that. And you know what? He's handled himself really well.
Incredibly well. And the one thing I wish is I go back to 2004 when Chad Henne started as a freshman. He had that really good line in front of him.
Right.
He had Mike Hart in the backfield, right, as a freshman, kind of like having Jamie Morris in the backfield out there in 1984 that he could rely on. And Mike Hart was better than anybody could have imagined, right? It was unreal. You had a receiving core of, I think it was Preston Avant and Braylon Edwards, right?
Exactly.
And some damn good tight ends. So he was surrounded. All he had to do was don't screw this thing up, right? And I wrote a column today and I said, this can't be a one-man show here. You don't want Bryce Underwood to be Denard Robinson, where people are showing up to see him play, but you're not winning games because you aren't good enough at other positions. You don't have a defense. It's good. The good news is they've got the defense. I have no question about that. But you need to put people around him that are going to help him succeed. You don't want him to lose his confidence either. I remember seeing Devin Gardner just take a beating. Devin Gardner should have been a much better quarterback here than he was, but the offensive line play, they got to protect him and they got to be better there. So that's where it starts. I'm going to keep hammering that, and people are going to keep hammering me for saying it. But you know as well as I do, guys, that it all starts with that offensive line.
Again, you're listening to Chris Ballas from the Wolverine magazine, Wolverine.com. Chris Dusty May was down on the sidelines checking out some of the spring ball going on. Did you guys get a chance to talk to him and find out, what's in Dusty's mind?
Yeah, they interviewed him on the field, and he wants to he's not looking at a rebuild ever.
Mhm.
That's the funny part. He was over in Germany a couple of weeks ago, scouting a big guy, Malik Cordell, a 7-footer, and a couple of other prospects. And he makes no excuses. He said, even on the field, he said, we fell 1 week short of where we wanted to be in the Final Four, which
Mhm.
is crazy after an 8-win season the previous year. This year
Right.
wasn't good enough for him, but that's how he's wired, and that's what I love about this guy. He's such a great fit here too. When people were talking about Indiana, we had sources down there saying, you know what, he's not coming here. He loves it at Michigan. I talked to him after a press conference, and he said, "Yeah, man," he said, "I don't want to go anywhere. I love it here. I feel like I'm a great fit here." And just the way he recruits, he never takes a day off. And it's whether it's the portal or whether it's high school recruiting, this guy is all over it, and his players love him. I was just talking to a freshman today, Winters Grady, who's coming in next year. I just interviewed him for our magazine, and he said, once I came here and I met him, he's from Oregon, and he said Oregon didn't have a chance, man. He said, I love Dusty May and I love Michigan, everything about it. I'm a great fit there. That kid's going to make some noise next year. Watch him as a shooter. He's going to be a Nick Stauskas type here. And he said Nick Stauskas actually reached out to him after he committed to Michigan, and he was seeing the comparisons online. I thought that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the thing about it is, it's that time of the year, Chris, where we're in tweeners. We call ourselves tweeners. We can't wait for football to start. We're football just got over, and basketball, they've taken us into all the way. Who would ever guess the Sweet 16? I mean, come on.
Unreal.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's unreal how things develop over the times, but it seems like Michigan's back into that groove again. That it feels that, I mean, you had what, close to 40 to 45,000, I heard,
Yes.
at the stadium.
Yep. More than since Jim Harbaugh came back in 2015, right? He had 60,000 or something like that.
Mhm.
And it was exciting to see all the people there. And it was really a nice crowd, and it was a nice day. We've sat out there sometimes, and you've probably played in somewhere it was like raining.
Yeah.
Rich Rod's first one was at Saline High School because of the
Mhm.
renovations, and it was
I
sleeting.
remember that.
Oh
Yeah.
God, it was sleeting sideways, and I'm like, and that was the best part of the day after seeing that team in action. That was the bad news, man. I hate to say it, with all due respect to Rich, but you know what? It was a great day, and anytime you get to be in Michigan Stadium, unless you're in New Orleans or something like Vanessa there, but it's a great day. I don't think I've missed one of those in about 25 years, and
Just rub it in, Chris.
I'm gonna rub it in. Hey, that's
I
your
missed
fault. You
my
should have
first
been
thing.
there. Yeah, you should have been there. So,
I
but
should
hey,
have. I know.
it was good, and both sports though, like you said, there's so much to look forward to here, right? With
Mhm.
both of them, and I would love to see. I think this football program is going to keep elevating, obviously with Underwood there, and
Mhm.
Dusty May. As long as he's there, he's going to compete for titles.
Is he that quarterback that we think he is, or is,
Yes.
I mean, are we just wishing him to be that quarterback?
No, he's that guy. And again, it all depends on the help that they put around him, right?
Mhm.
And there were times in those one-on-ones, I was watching each of the tackle prospects, and we've heard Brady Norton, the transfer, might get a
Mhm.
chance. He's a little shorter, but he's got longer arms. Evan Link, I don't think that's his position. But somebody's got to step up. And I was watching each one of them, and they were getting beaten their one-on-ones.
Right.
That's one thing you can tell. That worries me a little, right?
Mhm.
And granted, they're going against guys like Derek Moore
Right. Exactly.
and some elite guys, but you're going to see that. And I was talking to one person. They said, "Yeah, I think we've got enough to get us through, most of the teams on the schedule. But how's it going to be when we play those elite teams?" And that's, of course, what matters at Michigan, right? If you want to win
Right.
championships,
Mhm.
then you got to step up and you got to play. But we've seen guards play tackle here before. John Runyon, who's in the NFL as a guard, was playing left tackle here, and it can happen, but they just need to be better.
Yeah. Again, you're listening to Chris Ballas from the Wolverine magazine, Wolverine.com. Yeah, Chris, I guess my thing is that it's kind of crazy, but we're talking about the spring game and everything like that, but no one's seen anything about it. Everybody's seen the pictures, everybody's seen the videos, the little things that have come out. Everybody's seen the razzle dazzle play at the end of the game. That's what everybody's seen.
Yeah.
But when they see it, they go, but it was 17-0. So what transpired? I guess we're not letting anybody see it, and the Big Ten held its foot to the fire, and they haven't let anything out either.
No, and I'll tell you what, Jalen Hoffman impressed, a tight end who nobody really had heard about.
Right.
148 yards, and he had the 88-yarder at the end.
Yep.
I asked Sharon at the end, did you call that play, or who called that play? The last play of the game. Talk about rubbing it in, man. And
Yeah.
but it was all in good fun, and Jalen Hoffman impressed me. Here's a kid that guys were saying was going to be the next Max Bredesen, and because he's physical, a former walk-on, but he was catching the ball. He showed some hands on a lot of these catches, that balls that are humming at him too. So I was impressed, and I was happy for him. His parents were there in the locker room after the game, beaming, and we've seen guys have big spring games before, and it doesn't pan out. Peyton O'Leary had 100 yards a couple of years ago as a receiver. Ben Hall had a really nice spring game, and now he's at North Carolina. So, but for guys like him and Bryson Kudsdahl, who was the number 3 running back and went over 100 yards on Saturday, I was happy for them to get their opportunities. I think Bryson could be a number 3 guy, but I do think that Hoffman, I do think there's a role for him. Even if he's not going to be catching 100-yard passes every game down the road, this guy is going to be a guy that can contribute to the success of Michigan football.
Yeah. Michigan picked up 2 running backs, Chris. What do you think about them?
I think they'll be 4th stringers. I hate to say it, but it's mean. I think they'll be depth, right? I think they've got 2 guys, and maybe they battle for 3rd or whatever. But as long as those top 2 stay healthy, Jordan Marshall, we didn't see a lot of him.
Right.
I love him though, and you do too. I know. And really, Justice Haynes, I think, was one guy where I thought,
showed some flair.
He's got some burst, man. Yeah. And so I think he's going to have a big year too.
What do you think about Michigan looking, and I hate to say this, going into the portal, Chris, maybe looking for a quarterback, looking for some offensive linemen, different things like that?
Yeah, from what we've heard, they're priced out of everybody. It's crazy what they're paying. Like a D2 kid from Ferris State that I know of the area pretty well, being from Grand Rapids, ends up at Iowa. I think he made $750,000 making that move. And and everybody's saying, no, you got to overpay sometimes. Well, if you do that at Michigan, then you have to adjust your entire salary structure for all these guys that are already here, and then you're millions of dollars out of whack. It's not like there's a blank check. So I was hoping seriously that they would be able to find some help there. They got a kid coming in from Ferris State, Lawrence Hattar, who I think will battle at guard, but I think they're going to have to really coach up the guys they have, including receiver too, and you just hope that it's enough.
Now this is a rumor. This is a rumor. I'm already giving the alert. Rumor alert. I'm hearing that the backup quarterback from Iowa, Michigan had some interest in him, but is that interest still there?
I think so. Brendan Sullivan is his name, and of course, Twitter hated that too. Twitter hates everything. So he's terrible, so on and so forth. They're not asking him to come in and start, but you need some insurance policies here in case people go down. Right? We had 2 quarterbacks playing in the spring game on Saturday, so you need the depth and somebody that can get it out there. So Chase Herbstreit will be on campus this year. He's a true freshman. He's not going to be ready, but at least it's a body and another guy that can throw. So that your backup safety Brandon Hillman isn't your backup quarterback. So and that's all that is right now. But right now I think it's just adding depth. Unfortunately, I wish there were some pieces out there where you could say this guy's a plug and play, like an Olu Watimi at center. Remember that one year? I just don't see that being the case right now.
Chris, really appreciate you coming on the M Zone, giving us the word. Appreciate it. Hey, hopefully, I think they're going to call you next week. I will not be around next week. I'm going to Hawaii.
Vanessa's running the show?
Yeah, Vanessa's
all right. Awesome. Good luck. Have fun in Hawaii, man. You taking the family or what?
Good luck.
Hey, sorry I'm not as good looking as the 2 that are above us right now on stream, Chris.
Oh, Miz is going to be there too. All right.
Miz is going to be there too. Don't worry.
No, that's okay. Yeah. No, I look forward to it. But thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you.
Bye, Chris.
That's Chris Ballas from the Wolverine magazine, Wolverine.com.
Jamie, before we go to break, how about that beautiful smile of yours that people on stream might be able to see?
Well,
Where did you go? Where'd you get that?
I'm going to tell you at DGY Dentistry, and I want to tell the story right now. I'm going to tell the story. I got some looseness in my tooth, in one of my implants, and went and saw Dr. Zarin, and we sat down, and again, game plan. Made a game plan. We're going to go in. We're going to remove the tooth. We're going to remove the screw. We're going to put a screw right back in there, and then we're going to get everything fixed up and taken care of. That's going to be 6 months. Well, we're in that construction, under construction right now. We're doing that. I actually have an appointment with her on Thursday to continue that. But she's got me smiling and laughing, and just the way she cared and how she was apologetic for what happened. I'm like, it wasn't you. Obviously, it's me. And she goes, no, I said. So that's the kind of treatment that you're going to receive. That's the kind of person that she is, and everybody is at DGY Dentistry. So look them up, give them a call, dgydentistry.com. We're going to go to a break. We come right back on the other side. Still trying to figure out who the celebrities are going to be at the Pistons game.
That could be our question of the day.
Hey, yeah, maybe we can get something from other people, because we're not doing really well here today. That being said, you're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
We are clear on the radio.
My phone is going off. Someone at my front door.
What? Did you say your alarm is going off on your phone?
Someone was at my front door.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, and the MVP, Miss Vanessa Pawlak, with us. You know what? I can go with this. Here's one for you.
Ooh.
I was thinking about this.
Is this like a secret Jamie text where you get the inside scoop before everybody?
No, I'm trying to bring celebrities here.
Oh.
I'm trying to bring celebrities here. And I was
Okay.
thinking,
Miz and I. Oh.
well, I mean, they're not, either one are not from here, but
Make some phone
they've
calls,
done some
J-Mo.
things.
Get them all here.
I've sent a text message to the 2 Heisman Trophy winners to see if they were invited.
That could be good.
That would be good, wouldn't
How
it?
did we not think of that earlier?
Well, because they're not from here.
True.
If you think about it, I
That's
mean,
true.
they're
We were
not
talking
from here,
Detroiters.
But I said, and you guys gave me the idea because Derek Jeter's coming back to talk.
Right.
I'm like, well, people will boo Derek Jeter. That's just the way it is.
No.
He was a Yankee. I'm sorry. You don't think they would boo Derek Jeter?
He was a Wolverine first.
They don't know that. You know that. Most people don't even know. They know Derek Jeter as the captain. That's what they know him as.
Yeah.
Maybe the owner of the Marlins.
Well, and he's from Michigan.
I get it.
Other
I
side,
get what you're
but still.
saying, but they don't know. They know he's from Michigan, but they don't know from where.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Marlins.
Yeah,
That's right.
He owned the Marlins.
You know why I like him? Because he was a guy that supported Kim Ng
Yeah.
for her placement as general manager, right? And she was the first female general manager. This was years ago.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he was her biggest supporter.
Mhm.
And I was really pleased to see that. I'm like, he's a good dude. Well, he had to balance out A-Rod because A-Rod was the other half of that dynamic duo. He wasn't.
They did win a World Series together.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
They were like the Cheech and Chong of baseball.
They're known for the lit stuff.
That's why I said that.
Mrs. Head just came to the right and said,
Mrs. like, what are they talking about?
What are we doing?
exactly. She said Cheech and Chong.
I
is.
know. You could have gone something better. I mean, you could have said they were the peanut butter and jelly of the Yankees.
Okay, fine. The peanut, but that doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, okay. Cheech and Chong. I got you.
Maybe
Whatever
it's
you want.
peanut butter and jelly after
not
the
here.
Cheech and Chong activities.
Dave's not here, man. Dave's not here, man.
Bob's. No, I don't want Bob's.
Oh, you're looking at all the comments?
I'm trying to. Yeah,
I
I'm
think
looking
we
at
went
the
through
comments.
most of these. The new ones are really the 2 Heisman guys. We never said that. I thought about that, but I could see them coming
You like
back.
the 2 Heisman guys?
They come back for every football Saturday for something, either big noon kickoff or college game day,
because
or
they both work.
Right.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I get it.
I was right in the front row, and Jeter was standing next to Woodson,
All right.
like 3 feet. Like I could have reached out and touched him.
Okay. I mean, you should have reached out. And slapped
That's a
in the
little
back of the
creepy
head.
and weird. But I was right there with them. I'm like, well, they'll come back together. That makes sense.
No, that would be good. I think it'd be great. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
It's easy when you can do something as simple as a Google search.
And who would you search?
Simple asking a question, which celebrities are Detroit Pistons fans? And the top results that came out are Eminem,
Eminem. That's one.
We knew that.
We knew that one.
Martin Lawrence,
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence.
Well, if he comes back, he's got to come back with Will Smith. I can't have half the bad boys.
Wow. And that's the Bad Boys. That's a
the
good
other
one. You
bad
can play
boys.
that.
Get it?
You do.
Yeah.
You play that.
mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
I mean, some of the ones that doesn't make sense, like Ben Stiller, but that's only because he was at the New York Knicks game.
Okay. Right.
Same with the Jonas Brothers and Timothy Chalamet.
Oh boy.
Chalamet.
He's
But
dating
they're-
a Kardashian.
He is.
But they're probably all New York Knicks.
New York
fans.
Knicks fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
that
need
doesn't
Knicks
count.
fans.
That doesn't count.
Apparently, Sandra Bullock.
She's got to be a Knicks
she's-
fan.
but
She
she's-
should be a-
no.
So the only reason why they bring it up, I guess, there's a link that showed her that she was at a Lakers Pistons game cheering on the Pistons.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I don't believe
yeah.
that wholeheartedly, but okay.
That's surprising.
Uh,
I wouldn't have thought that.
I didn't know she was a Detroiter.
I don't think she
I don't think
is.
she is.
Okay.
I have to figure out where she's from. But
Maybe
for
she
some
didn't
reason,
like Kareem.
some reason, Leo DiCaprio.
Oh, but he likes basketball in general, and he's probably a Knicks fan.
I mean, he's
Oh, no, he had a
He's a
Wolverine
Laker
hat
fan.
on. Didn't he have a Wolverine hat on when they won the national championship? He was at the
I
game.
don't know that one. I don't know that one. I'll look that up.
I think they caught him with a Michigan football hat on at one point.
And by the way, Sandra Bullock is from Virginia, so that makes zero
Okay.
sense at all.
Right.
Makes no
That's my
sense
point.
at
I would have known
Um,
that.
Big Sean, we've mentioned that already. Gotta have Big Sean there. Jeff Daniels.
I said that.
Yep.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's nothing
He's from
really.
Chelsea.
I feel like he can't come back without Jim Carrey. It's like half the dynamic duo.
It's possible. I mean, let's see with this other. No, he's not alive. Martin Lawrence, maybe
And
CJ, Calvin Johnson,
and
Megatron.
maybe it's not just they are Pistons fans. It's that we have a Detroit team in the playoffs and they haven't been in a while.
right.
But you don't have to be like a diehard Pistons fan. I think sometimes celebrities go because they're just excited Detroit made the playoffs and it's giant energy downtown.
You need a big fan. This one it means something.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that you don't get these people during regular, like they're not, you don't see them online like, oh, we're going for the Pistons. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They come back in the big energy game days. I don't know.
Just got to find a Detroit fan, a huge Eminem's it.
Yeah.
Eminem's
he totally is it.
I mean, yeah, you can do Eminem. He's the guy.
You do get, I will say this, you will get some celebrities that will support their kids. Like, okay, so like A-Rod's daughter goes to school here at Michigan, right? And then you got Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, whose son
kid did go
just
to school
finished.
here. Just
yeah,
finished.
he was on
graduated.
the wrestling team.
Yep.
So you see these people during football Saturdays coming into town or parent weekend coming into town, and you hear about them, and they tend to go to games and do stuff because that's what they want to do with their kids and they want to check it out. So you get a little bit of that going on, but not too much. But those are some pretty big names.
I got a feeling that you'll probably ended up seeing, because I think there's still contract talk between him and the Lions right now. Zadarius Smith. He may be there because I guess
because his girlfriend's
he's
there.
linked up with Cash Doll, who's a rapper.
Yeah, she's a rapper here.
Yeah.
That worked out pretty good for I don't know if Brad Holmes had anything to do with that. But
I don't know. But I mean, like I said, the fact that you get a Detroit, rapper, and again, a guy that he loved being in Detroit, even for a short stint after his trade. Like he's still hanging around. Like he could go anywhere he wanted to if he wanted, like they go hang out wherever he wants to, but he's showing up to a lot of Detroit-based things.
That kind of reminds me of the Verlander Upton potential.
Yeah, and John.
That's why I said that. See, I said that because I'm like, hey, that works.
Well, I mean, he's with the San Francisco Giants right now, so I don't think he'll be able to make that move.
Not necessarily Thursday, but I don't think it's limited to Thursday.
No,
right?
It's not.
I think if they get farther, say they win the first round.
Farther, if they can get past the
right.
Knicks too, because you look, if you showcasing, you showcasing.
Right.
Right.
That's
you
why
need enough people for at least 6 games.
Yes.
I mean, that's why I kept joking around Pistons in 6, but
right. That's why
it don't matter. KATPATSAT. Pistons in 6.
All I'm saying is who is our big hitter? Obviously, it's Eminem.
Yeah,
it's always Eminem.
He's gonna be the one that's gonna be there. There's no doubt in my mind. A guy that has he never gave up on the city of Detroit, hasn't given up on the state of Michigan. He's gonna be there. I mean, I know he's locally known, but I think a lot of people are getting to know him more and more as far as like what he's done for the city. I think Mike Duggan's going to be there. And again, I know obviously the area knows who he is. But
I mean, he's going to want to be there anyway because he's running for governor.
I mean,
he's trying to show
the mayor of the city.
He is, but he's also trying to be in the public
he's
more
trying
right
to get
now
out there, because he wants to be known. He wants to get his
be
face.
at the big
FaceTime,
event.
exactly.
Same reason the president goes to the Super Bowl. I mean,
but I mean,
like
the national championship.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of like other celebrities, I don't think Bob Seger's going to be there. Like
No.
it would be nice, for some of the old heads maybe, but that's about it. Like I said, I think when you think of more modern people that people may recognize, I think Big Sean, Eminem,
Tim Allen would be good. I'm sorry.
He's always been a Detroit sports fan.
Yeah.
I mean, he played himself on Home Improvement, and he always wore a Detroit shirt.
I'm saying
Lions,
he
Red
would
Wings.
be he would be a perfect guy. He's got a show on right now on ABC.
Oh, that's right.
So I mean, I mean, he would be that guy.
And that's why I think Tim Robbins and what's his name, Sam Richardson, I think it is, the two guys from the Detroiters. Those were two guys that everyone knows. And the thing is, like they show up to everything Detroit based too. They were at opening day. They were. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they were even at. They've been to all the Lions games, even the playoff game. The past few playoff games that were Ford Field. So you got a couple guys there.
That's good. See, there are people. We got people. I think
there'll be more celebrity athletes than your Hollywood types.
Hollywood or TV network guys too. I mean, you're gonna have some celebrities, but they're not gonna be celebrities, big time celebrities. Except, I mean, international celebrity is Eminem. I'm sorry, he's still an international celebrity.
But that's kind of like the given. We all know that box is.
I mean, 50 Cent would be a celebrity. I'm just giving you that. But
it's your birthday.
Exactly. I'm just trying to figure who would be that person. But we don't. I mean, does Detroit really need? I mean, that famous call by Mason, the Detroit call. I mean, everybody's waiting for that. Everybody's waiting for that.
And I'm not going to say that I've watched the Pistons all year long. I'm not going to say like I'm E-Boogie who has been weighing in and texting. And
he wants more. He wants more Piston, not enough Piston talk. He said something like that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're like force feeding it right now as best as we can, Eric. Okay, we're trying to force feed as much as we can. We can only do so much, but I know, like towards the tail end of the season, when things were really, really looking good, that Mason was picking up that Detroit basketball sling.
Right.
I want to know if that same energy, because I've been seeing the video circulating on Twitter or X over and over again. I believe it was game 1 or the first game at the Palace of that San Antonio series, where they introduced the team. The going to work 5,
right,
is what they've always called it, and the excitement that he had brought in to the introductions. Like, is that same energy and fire still going to come through in Game 3? And I really hope that it does, because the city has waited a while for. I mean, we got Lions in the postseason where everyone's tickle pink about that. We've seen the Tigers.
Yeah,
we let someone let the Tigers get hot. Apparently, no one wanted to listen to us. But now the Pistons are at a level right now where they were literally the dribbles last year.
Yeah, worst team, and
they are now what we thought was going to be a rebuild year. They have turned things around and are at the top. They're at the pinnacle of basketball right now, where they are a hot team. Can that same energy that we had back in 2005, the 2005 season that everyone talked about, can that energy still be replicated from the Palace down to downtown at LCA? That's what I'm more worried about. And I think there's going to be loud atmosphere in Detroit on Thursday. There's no doubt in my mind. The thing is can you keep that whole thing going? Can you keep it going, the entire game on Thursday? Can you keep it going Sunday afternoon?
It's gonna be crazy.
Because I mean,
it'll be crazy.
Because I mean, we've seen it with the Lions. We saw that when they finally won the division last season, not this past season, but the season prior, that they showed that they really are that the people that really dictate how the team plays. That's, I think, my real question more than anything is.
I think Detroit has that energy. I mean, we showed it for the Lions. We've been excited about the Tigers, especially late last season.
I agree with you, but the one thing, they are more football starved than anything.
That is a fair statement, but we are pretty basketball starved. I mean, dang, we're hockey starved right now.
Yes, we call ourselves the hockey town.
I know,
come on. I mean, that's the truth.
But I do think we're a sports town. We're a sports city. If you think about that, people come out for this.
I just haven't seen the LCA crazy.
I would love to see it.
And it needs to be crazy. When the Knicks get to town, they got to hear that crowd. They got to
drown them out.
They got to drown them out. They got to say, I want to hear the Knicks say, This is the craziest place I've ever been.
LCA puts on a great show. I've been to several games this year. They just put on a great show. I mean, the fireworks, the atmosphere, everybody.
Well, they got to straighten up some of that seating arrangement too. I mean,
there's a lot going on with seating. I don't disagree.
I'm just
with that.
saying,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. They're going to put this thing together. This has got to look organized and ready to. This is prime time. It's not. No, we're not UHS anymore. It's prime time.
You need to go down there, J-Mo. You need to start directing traffic.
I'm just saying, this is huge. You understand. Not until I saw that draft and the way it took control of everything and everything like that. No, there was nothing out of sight. Everything was put out there and it was perfect. Pristine, as they would say.
You do make a good point, though, because when you think about it, the harder you fall, the higher you bounce. I
Right.
mean, we were down hard with the Lions.
Right.
So to come back, that was huge. I mean, look at even Michigan basketball in our little Chrysler Arena.
Yeah.
I mean, we were 8 wins last year. This year we came back and we're a Sweet 16 team, and people went bonkers. They went nuts.
The place
It was
went
great.
crazy.
Yeah.
Chrysler Center was. You could hear.
Listen,
from
I was
my
down
house.
in the front for several
I'm just
games this
saying.
year. I was like feet away from Namari Burnett when he shot
Right.
that buzzer beater, and everybody like collapsed crazy.
Yes.
It was awesome.
It was crazy.
It was awesome.
Can they produce that? That's what I'm looking for.
I think
for the
part of this comes
LCA.
down to Cade Cunningham. I hate to put all the focus on him, but he's such a star athlete. He brings a certain kind of energy. He is an absolute phenom when it comes to basketball. And I think when he plays well, the team plays well around him. It's like it just kind of like comes off of him. And when he's not, they all kind of so I don't know. He's been my guy ever since they drafted him. I was like, that's my guy. So I hope he's got his same energy. I think he played well last night. And if he can stay consistent and Duran can stay consistent, I mean, we have a championship team here.
It is an interesting team. They got some old dogs that play old style basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like it. I'm going to be honest with you. They play
I like
good
that they play
basketball.
aggressive, which is really
Right,
interesting
yes.
because Detroit has always been kind of aggressive. And I know we're kind of in the soft boy basketball era now
Right,
compared to the 90s, let's be
Exactly,
honest, right? But New York is tough too. New York is not like a sissy city,
No,
right?
they're not.
So we're playing the Knicks. We got more aggressive. We got a little bit more down and dirty, and we won on their home court.
Carl Anthony Towns
So-
didn't want to play. Yes, he didn't want to play last night.
Well,
He went MIA in those last 3 minutes
yeah.
of that game. I'm just saying. And he's supposed to be the guy. They traded for him. They made a good trade for him to do the thing he didn't do last
He
night.
didn't come through.
No.
He did not come through.
I mean, if you think about it, this game, the LCA is a pivotal game.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's a pivotal game.
And I think if we can win tomorrow, that can really send the momentum forward for the whole series, right? Like
Yeah.
against the Knicks. So it's hard because every time I pull out of my driveway, my neighbors are brand new and they just moved in.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, this is like 2 or 3 months ago.
Right.
And they put a Knicks sign in their front lawn. And I was like,
Well, guess what?
I have to pull
You
that
know
out, but
who
I
they
can't
are.
do it because
You
I'm
know
a
who
good
they
person.
are. You know what they represent. They repping already. They came to your neighborhood, put a sign up, and you ain't do nothing about it.
I'm a good person. I can't go over there and steal it. But I have to look at it every time I back out. I'm like,
Then pay the paper boy.
the Knicks
Pay the
sign.
paper boy to pull that out of there. Do something.
Call the landscapers. I saw nothing. Now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go home and the sign's gonna be missing because someone heard about it.
Heard you just say that.
There's just gonna be evidence.
Oh,
Like
I have a
Vanessa
ring. They don't
said,
have
you
a
just
ring
weak.
cam, which is
You're
funny.
just weak. You're
No,
not a
I'm a
neighbor.
good person. I can't lie, cheat, and steal. I feel bad,
You gotta
but I
lie.
don't like the Knicks, so we'll see.
I don't know about that.
We just gotta win the series, win it,
Okay, we got. I mean,
take them down.
You can't let them go back to New York.
That's
tied
my
up.
right.
You can't.
I know
I'm
that's
just saying,
a
you
scary
can't let
place.
them go back
That's
to
a
New
scary
York
place.
tied up.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
right now you've got the advantage court-wise right now.
Right.
You're tied at 1 in the series, and you've got
Mhm.
you got two straight
You
at
got
home.
2 straight games at home. You got to take them. You got to take both.
You know
Not
what?
just one. Don't get satisfied.
You don't want it to turn to, essentially will end up being a best of 3. You
Yeah.
don't want that to happen.
Never.
Get game 3, Piston fans come out and get rambunctious, and then in game 4, I know it's the Lord's Day. It's on a Sunday in the afternoon. But sometimes
get funky with it.
That's right. Sometimes listen, hey, Jesus, need you to while out for us.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Jesus, need you to help us while out. Jesus
They
Cristo.
gotta get their act together, man. We gotta get it together.
Jesus Cristo.
I mean,
So,
look, this is as much as Detroit Piston talk I've ever had in a
It's
long
cool,
time.
though. It's
In a
cool,
long
though.
time. I want to see. Look, I want the city. This is for the city. This is right
I
here.
agree.
It's for the city.
I agree.
Mhm.
It's important for the city. It's important to show. Because remember, it was the arrogantness of the NBA.
Yeah.
They're the ones that said, when we said, hey, we can host your NBA All-Star game, well, we got to check you out. What you mean? What you mean check us out? Have you not seen? Did you not see the draft last year, bro?
no, apparently not.
Apparently not. You got problems, bro. We can help you out, not check us out. You need to get served.
Well, and here we are.
I'm just saying, show them. Show them. This is the opportunity now.
Yeah, here we
You
are.
can show the NBA what you really got right then and right there. Because right now, you're a football town. That's what the NBA say. You're a football town.
That's
But
true.
I guess you ain't been I bet you didn't go to the Tiger game last year in the playoff. You ain't seen a playoff.
I think that surprised a lot of people. But I think Dan Campbell, I mean, they're sitting there going, he's going to go. He's going to do this. He's going to do this. He's been building for these years. They're ready. So everybody's kind of like, okay, the Lions. Right. And I think the Tigers kind of surprised people a little bit. They surprised people a little.
They did surprise. Wait a minute. Look, no, not my Nostradamus. Tell them, man, my Nostradamus said the Tigers will go to the playoffs next year. No,
You
at the
do
end of
this,
the year.
though. Yeah, you do this, Jamie.
He
This is
did.
actually-
I'm telling you, my Nostradamus came on the radio and said they can win. They can go get into the playoffs this half of the
They
schedule.
did. They did.
And they did.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
Yeah,
They
Josh
came
was
out
right.
kind of funky, though. You remember the season?
No, they
came out a
did.
little
No.
weird,
But
so-
he said, Jane, I've seen the schedule. We can win this. We could get to the
But
playoffs.
see, this is what I mean, though, about Detroit being a sports town is that we have basketball now. It's a thing, right? We've got baseball. It's a thing. We've got the Lions. That's a thing.
Is it too wishy-washy for the fans? I mean, it may be
I
too
don't know.
wishy-washy because you got the Tigers, you got the Lions. Everybody was loving the Lions.
Of course.
Again,
It's America's
everybody.
sport. It's America's
Okay.
sport.
Then you got baseball, and that wiped them out. When they got beat, I'm gonna say this: when they got beat by the Guardians, everybody was hurt.
We were all crying. That is
Everybody
true.
was
That is
hurt.
that was a tough game.
That was so tough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, but once you figured out, you made the playoffs, and this team is the way it's playing right now. Now you're feeling good.
We got to carry this momentum.
Yeah,
It's a
that's what
sports
I'm
town.
saying. It's momentum. It's a sports town.
It is.
It's actually a sports
You know
town.
what's funny? Somebody was asking me the other day, they're like, you guys never talk about hockey. How come you don't talk about hockey? And I'm like, it's not that I don't like hockey, but there's not great stuff to talk about right now. And we've got so much to talk about with the other three sports.
That's true.
It's hard not to talk about what's going on with the Tigers, the Lions, and now the Pistons.
Mhm.
My God.
Jamie doesn't let me talk about hockey anyway, so there's that too.
Well, you get your boy
Wait a
to
minute, we
start
do
turning that team
we do
around and you can talk all day about
Michigan
that.
hockey, Miz.
We do. I mean, they were Frozen 4 last year.
Yeah.
It's a survive.
Only you, Miz.
It don't matter. Madison Square Garden, Botanical Garden, Garden of Eden. It's survive.
All right. So, question of the day: who is your celebrity or celebrities that you would invite to sit courtside for the Pistons game against the Knicks? And it better be good because we've tried. I know we tried.
We gave so many different answers.
I'd be surprised if a caller comes up with somebody we haven't said. We were stretching it.
Yeah, I mean, gotta have some kind of link to the Pistons or
It's
to
got to have
the
things. I mean,
right?
you could say the Bad Boys.
I was just about to
The
say,
Bad
all the
Boys.
old Pistons are going to come back
Right.
out of the woodwork.
The Bad Boys. Jumars. We got a new job though. He's going to be GM of the Pelicans.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're in the off season right now.
Right.
Screw it. Come on up.
But I'm just saying.
Bad
Joey
Boys
D.
might come back,
Bad Boys.
or my other favorites, which are, I was just saying this earlier on the show about, they asked Chauncey Billups, who, if you had to field a team right now, and he played for multiple teams, but he went back to his Detroit roots,
Right.
and he said, I would pick Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Ben and Rasheed Wallace. And him. Those are his 5.
Okay.
He said they gelled as such a team. And even though they, it's not like they went all the way, but they still were a great group of guys.
Right.
They played really well together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those guys would be fun to see.
Okay. Well, who
At
would
the
you
arena.
invite to sit courtside? Now remember, you're supposed to be entertaining America.
I will tell you this. One time I won auction tickets, charity stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they were courtside
Mm-hmm.
at the LCA.
Right.
And I had just gone to opening day.
Right.
So I went to opening day for the Tigers.
Mhm.
And then I went to the last game of the Pistons season and sat courtside. And Jalen Rose was sitting right next to Tom Gores, of course, right?
Yeah.
And Jalen Rose cracked me up. That guy was hilarious. He's an animal. He must have been, it was almost like he was coaching the game.
Okay.
So he's like 20 feet into the court in the middle of play, like screaming at the players, and no, you should have done this, you should have done that, and I can't believe this, bad call, blah, blah, blah. He was so fun.
So
and
you're saying Jalen Rose. You
he
want
was
Jalen
so
Rose
fun
courtside.
and entertaining to
Okay,
watch
all right.
courtside.
Well, then-
I mean, he was in the game like he was still playing the game.
You get your turn then.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. We got it right there. So on the other side, you're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler. And we have the MVP in the house, Miss Vanessa Pawlak. And 734-998-1050, 734-998-1050. Who would you bring? Who would you expect to have at courtside?
We got some more in the comments on our YouTube channel.
Oh, we got a
some
few.
pretty good ones that we never thought of.
I'm
Okay, so Isaiah Thomas, that covers because we said the old Pistons.
the old Pistons.
Yeah.
I said the old
But the rest
Pistons.
of these,
Thomas Hearns, that's an awesome
Tommy
one.
Hearns,
That's awesome. That is
Forgot
awesome.
about
I like that
the
one.
other hitman.
Alice Cooper. You know who Alice Cooper is?
Yeah, musician.
Yes.
I didn't think about that one.
That would be good too. My
That's
God.
old school.
That's
yeah.
really old school, but everybody would know who Alice Cooper is.
Mhm.
At least I think
And
so.
Michael Moore is from Flint. That's the other comment we got here.
Michael Moore is from Flint. I mean, but he's
Probably living in California now. Where is he? I don't even know where he is.
he makes documentaries.
Yes, he does.
He does a lot of documentaries, so he could make a documentary about the new
the
Pistons.
come back.
Exactly.
And the Lions come back. And the
Exactly.
Tigers come back. They're all coming back.
Sports in Detroit, in the D. Sports in the D.
Heck yeah.
It would be great. 734-998-1050. Your special guest is on the air right now. Hey, what's up, Hadley?
Ooh, Hadley.
Hi. That caught
Hadley,
me
why
off
you
guard,
playing
but,
shy?
what the
She
heck?
said your name,
I-
bro.
I said
I
your
know
name,
you did.
bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Calm down, Hadley.
Glad you
Calm
had a
down.
good. I'm glad you had such a great time down in New Orleans. Did you? How many po' boys did you have?
Ooh, I had one. Because you got it. When in
Oh.
Rome. When in Rome. I also had a
Did you do it
beignet.
with Did you do it with the shrimp or the oysters?
Really? That's your question.
Hadley, stay on point, man. Stay on point.
I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm not answering your
I
seafood question.
I know there's different ways of having.
There's
po'
different
boys.
ways to eat a po' boy. Is that what you're saying? There's different
There's
ways.
different types of po' boys.
What are
Is
we
what I'm
doing?
getting at.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Ms. the voice of
I'm
reason.
sorry.
What are we doing?
I'm sorry I even asked.
You're
Okay.
funny. No, I like that
Alright.
he remembered that I was in New Orleans.
He did.
I love that.
did.
Yeah,
I do.
I did.
I know, and I missed the
Uh,
spring game for it. So,
What you got,
Yeah, I
Hadley?
know.
what you got, Hadley?
What
I
celebrity?
missed it too until Sunday. Well, I'm watching you guys online right now. It's the first time I forgot that you guys are back doing this on a regular basis now, every Monday through Friday, huh?
We're working on it, Hadley.
Whenever we feel like it.
I think we do
Oh, all
the
right.
YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays, or do we do it
We
Monday
do
to Friday?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we do it Mondays and Fridays.
There you
too.
go.
We
Well-
do it. We start doing more,
Well-
Hadley. Don't worry.
It's way more fun
don't
to
know
watch
if-
online. You get people's facial expressions. And Jamie put me on camera because he knows I can't keep a poker face. So it's entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, it's been fun watching you guys and stuff. And then I thought I could hear you more offline when you're in commercial break and stuff like that. I heard Chris. He talked up a storm with you guys.
Yeah, we
Offline.
talk. We
Yeah.
talk. We talk usually.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought you'd let loose with a barrage of whatever, but you haven't done that yet.
Oh,
Or maybe you have.
he's looking for us to cuss a little bit.
Oh, I thought I
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to cut.
Well, Chris already did.
Yeah.
I
I
heard
was
that.
raised by a Marine, and then I went to engineering school, and then I worked in corporate tech for 20 years. So it was all men. So if you need me to cuss, trust me. Ask any of my
Oh, I'm
friends.
sure you
But we're
could.
FCC regulated, so I try to be good girl.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Now, as far as celebs, a good one for me to sit on the sidelines with it would be Bill Lambier.
Okay.
Old Piston.
Old
Yeah,
Pistons.
that's part of
kind
the
of what
old-
we said.
Yeah, but he has to wear his mask. Remember the mask he wore when he had this broken nose and stuff?
Yes, I
That's all
remember
When
the
I, when I
mask.
think
Body.
of basketball mask, I think of like Rip Hamilton.
Yeah, right. Well, he's got to wear the mask, and then when things get out of hand, he can run out on the court and rough up some people.
Hey, Beast Two's got that. Beast Two's got that taken care of.
Sure, why not?
We could
Yeah,
do.
why not?
We could do. I mean, Philly he said this to me. He said the bus, who is from Detroit.
Yeah. They all got their nicknames. They're
I'm
like
talking
home
about the bus.
appliances.
No, I'm talking about the bus, which is Jerome Bettis.
That's
Or I know, and then Dave Bing would be a good one too.
okay. Okay.
So that's a good
Jerome
one.
Jerome Bettis doesn't like Michigan.
What do you mean he doesn't like
Really?
Michigan?
He said that in a speech. He went to Notre Dame, and he was talking to the Notre Dame team or whatever, and he goes, "I hate Michigan."
Like the whole state,
he
or
hates
just the
university.
Wolverines?
He hates the Wolverines.
Probably just the
I
Wolverines.
mean, like I hate the whole state of Ohio, so I was just clarifying.
I had the pleasure of seeing Jerome Bettis in the Auburn Hills.
That guy is the size of a refrigerator.
And we spoke, and he wanted to come to Michigan. He wanted to play linebacker.
I could see that.
No, he wanted to play running back.
Oh,
But Gary Moeller was trying to talk to him to stay at a linebacker position. So instead of going to Michigan, he ended up at Notre Dame. That's why he went to Notre Dame.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder how you would have been as a running back. Probably pretty good. Did he do it in high school?
He did it in high school. He played linebacker and running back in high school, Hadley.
Okay. You think he could have broken your records?
Records are made to be broken, Hadley.
Ooh, Jamie,
What?
you've got some long-standing records. That's hard to do.
I look. You don't just make records to.
I know.
Sitting there.
I know.
I mean, so I'm gonna say this: my brother Joe had records at Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
And his record got broke about 5 years ago.
Oh, you told me the story.
And he was having a problem with it when the kid was closing in on his record. He goes, "I'm really having a problem with this." And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "I don't know. It just bothers me because I've had it so long, James." And I'm like, "It's not a big deal. Records are made to be broken." I'm sure the guy who was in Michigan Stadium who rushed for the first 100 yards said, "This record will never be broken ever. They can't do what I did without my helmet." But guess what? It got broken. It happens. But they know that you had it. That's all.
That's a
I
good
think
point.
another fun celebrity to have would
Go
be
ahead, Hadley.
Another fun one to have along the sidelines is Mr. Harbaugh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
not a bad one.
We didn't
That's
even think
actually-
about that one.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, he would have given us a fun time with that game and everything like that. Probably drew up some plays for the team. Who knows? That's his thing. That's what he does.
That's what he does. He's the old ball coach.
Well, if that's the case, Dusty May might as well head over too.
Yeah.
I know you kind of want living people, but if we had the chance, I think I'd have Chuck Daly too.
Chuck Daly would have been great. Sparky Anderson would have been great.
Yeah.
Bo Schembechler would have been great. I mean, those are people that have passed. Yes, they would be great.
Yeah. I didn't know if we could add people that are no longer with us or they had to be alive. I didn't know.
Well,
we were thinking alive.
Yeah, we're thinking alive
Yeah.
because this is this is a really big game coming into on Sunday, right?
Well, it's
The first
Thursday.
Thursday.
And then
it's
the
a
next
real
one.
huge game on Thursday. So we need to have somebody to infuse that TV's gonna see and gotta say, "I love this team, man." And that's why I'm saying Eminem.
They always find a way to show him. They'll scope him out in the crowd and they're like, there he is. There he is.
Well, Jamie, you brought it up earlier in your discussion today, but just a little more insight. What's the big deal with the NBA saying Detroit can't have their All-Star game or whatever the deal is?
Well, no, there's no big deal. They just wanted to see more. You know what I'm saying? They saw the draft. They just said, we need to see more. And I think we showed them more. If they watched the season opener for baseball, I thought they saw more. So I'm just saying, what do you need to see, bro?
Right.
Did you not see what happened here? What we did?
We
Didn't
treat
they
certain
watch the
sports
draft?
teams like holidays and like
Right,
sports
exactly.
days. Like we treat them like holidays here. It's huge.
They must have watched a draft. How much more do they need?
I think they were referring more like, what's basketball going to look like? You know, like opening day is a holiday here. We'll pull a million people for that.
Hadley, I gotta go because I gotta get to other callers. But thanks for the call. We'll talk to you tomorrow. 734-998-1050. Stephen A. from Philadelphia.
What's up? What's up, Jamie Morris, Vanessa Pawlak,
Hey,
Matt Missler?
I love it already.
It's good to be on with y'all. But I gotta say, you had my colleague on earlier, Mr. Shannon Sharp. Now I want to talk to Shannon because he's been saying a lot about my Knicks. And I'm not happy about it. And I don't like it. Okay? They call Tom Thibodeau the Butcher. Whether it's Tom the Butcher, Billy Butcher, Austin Kutcher, Ashton Kutcher, my bad. Pistons in 5, I'm afraid. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But Shannon Sharp, I think he nailed it. Unfortunately, our Knicks are going down.
Steven, listen here. Here, Unc. It's Unc. Unc here with you right now. So, listen, it don't matter. It don't matter. KAT, PAT, SAT. Pistons in 6. I'm gonna give your Knicks one extra opportunity to get something going on.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
But it still don't matter. It still don't matter. It still don't matter. Madison Square Garden, Botanical Garden, Garden of Eden.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about Cade Cunningham. You know, whether it's OG, AG, PG, they can't stop this brother, Cade Cunningham. It's been pain on my heart. It's been pain. And Brunson, he's flopping all. It's disgusting. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Whether it's catfish, dogfish, or wolffish, Brunson's been flopping all over. It's got to stop. It's gotta stop. You know, you guys are talking about celebrity guests. You know, I'm a fan of Stevie Wonder myself, if you understand. But they could bring Tim Allen, Ray Allen, Paul Allen, God rest his soul, co-founder of Microsoft. It ain't gonna matter. It's Pistons in 5. No, Shannon Sharp, he's mighty kind. He gave us 6 games. Oh, I think I've seen enough. These brothers scare the hell out of me. Okay, Kendrick Perkins talking about Jalen Brunson is this alpha dog. Pistons got an alpha dog. His name is Cade Icewood. Cade Cunningham. Motorcade. He's a Cadillac on the court. You understand? Now, Jalen Brunson, I like that brother, but he's been flopping too much.
Got that wood right here.
He got that wood. He's smelling rich mahogany, Jamie.
Got that wood right here.
He's smelling that rich mahogany on the floor. He
Got that wood right here.
He's falling on the ground. He's sniffing the wood. He can't get enough of it. He told Asar Thompson 6 fouls. When he fouled out, he put up 6 fingers. Well, let me tell you, Jalen Brunson, how much did the Knicks lose last night? By 6. I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. I got to get live on national TV, and you're telling me that Carl Anthony Towns can't score a point in the second half? Whoa, what are we doing? What are we doing? Tom Thibodeau, you look like a butcher. Okay, get it together. Okay, carve up this Pistons defense. We got players. Where was Cameron Payne last night? Where was Cameron Payne? And when you're talking all this noise to Malik Beasley. He had 0 points in 4 minutes last night. Unacceptable. OG Anunoby, I thought he was Dennis Rodman. Everyone kept telling me he's the cage stopper. He's the cage stopper. It don't matter. Tell him, Shannon Sharp. Tell him it don't matter.
It don't matter.
Tell him it don't matter.
It don't matter. Unc's telling you right now, it don't matter. Okay. MSG. You got M&M. You can have a bag of M&Ms. You can get yourself a bag of Skittles. You can call up Marshawn Lynch. It don't matter. Pistons winning in 6.
Like you said, it could be OG Ananobi, it could be PG, it could be playoff P podcaster P. Ain't nobody stopping Kate Cunningham. Except maybe the Celtics. The Celtics in the second round, maybe. They might be. They might be Derek White. That man, all he does is hit shots. All he does is hit threes. I've been scared of the Celtics all season. The Knicks haven't beat nobody any good. But let me tell you what. Those Pistons are cold. That Cade Icewood. That Cade Cunningham. Anyway, I've been enjoying all this basketball talk. Is this a basketball show? This is my first time calling in. I wasn't sure. First time listener, first time caller.
Well, thanks, Stephen A. We really appreciate you coming on.
No problem, brothers. Anyway.
And sister.
Pistons in 5. And sister. My apologies. Oh, my apologies, Vanessa.
Thanks, Stephen A.
Matt Missler, you tell Shannon Sharp 10 a.m. sharp tomorrow morning.
I'll make sure I'll shoot him a text. He just walked out of the building.
We call him 10 a.m. sharp, because he's always getting the desk right at 10 a.m. It's so about to start. Well, I'm sick of it. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta finish some laundry around the house. I'm a family man. So anyway, enjoy your program, ladies and gents.
Theater of the mind. Theater of the mind.
I'm not sure what just happened.
I don't know either.
Stephen A. from Philadelphia called, so we got to listen to Stephen A. That's what happened. According to Shannon Sharp and Stephen A., the Pistons in 5.
The one thing I noticed and I completely forgot, Game 3 is being televised on TNT, and I thought about it. We were talking about all the former Piston players, and I realized there's probably going to be a former Piston player there, but he's going to have to be very unbiased.
Who?
Grant Hill.
He was unbiased last night.
He was very
unbiased last night.
He used to didn't he live in Novi over on 9 Mile? That giant house with like 12 bathrooms?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But now he's doing the playoff games for TNT. I don't know how many rounds they're doing exactly, because I think ESPN has got like the rights for majority of the things. But no, having him and Ian Eagle on the call last night on the national side, that was great. But we all know that we're blessed with the voice of George Blaha and Special K on the broadcast locally. So we got that.
We are.
Love that.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
Let's take a break and we come right back. Hold on, Rodney and a Philly E on the other side. We'll have you. You're listening to the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler, and the MVP is in the house, Miss Vanessa Pawlak. And folks, it's time to sign up for Honorable Pest Control annual subscription plans. And in the first treatment, their comprehensive programs protect your home inside and out, from foundation to peak, 4 times a year. Plus, they cover any unexpected pest issues between treatments. It's like having pest insurance in your home. Give Honorable Pest Control a call today at 734-436-3017, or go on honorablepestcontrol.com to claim your discount and peace of mind. That's honorablepestcontrol.com.
Got a couple of score updates, by the way, as there's some non-conference being played on the Diamond Sports over at the Wilpon Complex. Michigan softball currently up 5-1 on Oakland University in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Nice.
Getting just another great run support before they get to that the softball academy weekend with UCLA coming up, starting up again that series on Saturday. And then over at the Fish, it's Michigan up on Bowling Green 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. I can't remember what their next series is offhand, but they're getting towards the end of their regular season as well.
All right. 734-998-1050. What's up, Rodney?
Not much, guys. How are you today?
We're good. How about you?
You said hello to Vanessa.
Hi, Rodney.
Hello. Celebrity I would like to see at the Pistons game. I'll get this off at Madonna.
We mentioned Madonna earlier.
Madonna.
Yeah,
That's a good one because
Yeah.
she's super famous, like international famous.
Yeah.
But then we were like,
Yeah, exactly.
does she really like sports enough? But yeah, she's superstar.
Either that or Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, the
That's a good
hitman.
one.
Yep.
We said that one too.
The other hitman. Not Miss.
Yeah, I've met him a few times. He hangs out at the boxing ring
Yeah, he does.
a lot. I've seen him there a few times.
Nice.
We just met a younger Tommy Hearns,
Yes, we
Willie
did.
Fortune.
Willie Fortune.
We had him on our show for opening day, and he's a 3-time Detroit Golden Glove boxer, and he's been on pay-per-view and HBO with 10 knockouts. He's kind of like, he's a younger guy because Tommy's a older, retired boxer, but he's a good one, definitely.
I know. We train with his son, so I know.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, that's fun. So one record that's never going to be broken is J-Mo's record.
That's what I said. And he keeps saying records are meant to be broken. I'm like, no way, Jamie. It's been all this time. No, I would cry.
No one's going to touch the ball 46 times in the NFL.
Well, we said,
That's a
it's
good
forever
one.
gonna be that way.
I don't know.
true.
I don't know. It could be one of those games.
Now they got
Unless Marty Schottenheimer comes back and puts a running back on the field.
That's true.
That's never going to happen.
We'll see. I mean, look, as I say, records are made to be broken, and they get broken all the time.
Okay, well, we're going to have a big party if that ever happens, J-Mo. Big party.
Kinda
Jamie's
like-
record is broken.
Don't think Ovechkin's record's going to be broken.
That's gonna be tough now to try to break that, especially too
Who
when.
can get it?
Well, I mean, he's now at 897 after
Yeah.
getting a goal last night.
Last night, yeah.
So I mean, anything is possible. I mean, he's still.
No, but I think only regular season goals count.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
I
one
don't
we
know.
gotta
I don't
check.
know.
That's
Gotta
the
look
one
into
we
that.
gotta check that
Yeah.
one, Rodney.
I'm on that like stink on you know what right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Austin Matthews is ahead of pace on Ovechkin right now. We're the same amount of games.
It looks like they do not. You're right, Rodney. They do not count the postseason stuff.
yeah.
But
Okay, good.
But I mean, he's what, only 38 right now. He's probably. I mean, he I think he's revitalized his career this year with going from a terrible terrible in his eyes season last year to having a really successful one this year. So I think he might have at least another year or two left in him to.
He missed like 25 games with a broken leg.
Yeah, and found a way to be able to grit out and come back this year, come back and continue on.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I shattered my heel. I missed like 6 weeks.
I wake up and overstretch and I hurt myself and I'm thinking I'm calling it in. That's it. No more. I'm done.
I roll over and I'm in back pain.
Yep.
So who do you guys think the Lions should draft?
Ooh,
That's a great question.
One of the edge rushers from Ohio State.
I would have preferred Miles
Go on.
Garrett. You want to talk about Ohio edge rushers?
I'm just saying, Miles has got a team.
I know, but for a hot minute there, he
He's
was
on
up
it.
in the air.
He was just putting it out there to make.
I
more
know.
money.
He wanted-
just wanted more
yeah.
money. That's more money. That's a money grab.
see,
But he also did say he wanted to be part of a national championship team, right? Or Super Bowl team. And I could see that. That's fair because he's not exactly on
He
one.
could buy a ring.
okay.
He could buy,
Go
right?
ahead.
Hear me out. Hear me
Okay.
out here. Hot take here.
I tell
We
you,
haven't had any picks being traded so far.
no, not yet.
None in the first round.
Nope, none.
Haven't been this close to the first ever trade in draft history.
Right.
Hear me out.
Hear you out.
Lions are making a phone call. They pick up the phone. Brad Holmes. He's on the horn with the New York Football Giants.
And who
They make the call.
who they taking?
The Detroit Lions are going to trade their number 28. They're going to trade the first round of 2026 and a third round of 2026 for pick number 3. And the Detroit Lions will select Abdul Carter of Penn State University.
You lost your mind.
Yes, I have.
You lost your damn mind.
I'm a plum fool.
You are.
I'm not gonna. He must be hitting the hippie lettuce.
Exactly. He hitting that hippie lettuce.
Not so loud.
Hanging out with A-Rod and Jeter.
Not so loud. Don't be so loud about that. Be chill. Be chill.
I'm thinking they should draft the linebacker from UCLA. Their edge rusher guy, Carter.
Oh, I gotta
What's his
find
last
that.
Liam, yeah, Liam Carter.
William Carter.
Liam.
Yes.
I was thinking
That's not a
Carter's
bad
first name.
pickup.
That's not bad. I like it.
And I think the reason why, I mean, again, you still need to find a comparable, other end for, to help out with Aiden so that, he's not, triple teamed like he was a lot last year.
Exactly.
I don't even think that
And then
bothered Aiden.
I would
Breaking
actually
necks,
draft
cashing
both their
checks.
linebackers. I draft the guy in the middle too, who was second in the Buckus Award. Grab him a few minutes later, if he's still available,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and then go after O line and D line, and then 7th round, go find the basketball players and see who wants to play tight end.
Why not at this point? I mean,
You don't like
They're
our
all
ti-
6.5
you-
feet
You
tall.
don't like our tight end? I like our tight end.
I like a
Well,
tight
I
end.
understand that, but he's a 7th round draft pick. Who cares? You can put him on the practice squad for who knows
Did you
how
copy
long.
that one?
Stop it, J-Lo.
You know, Laporta's not going to live forever, right?
Right.
It might be decent. Who knows? I mean, if you can catch a basketball and, score 15, 20 points a game, you actually have hands. And I'm sure all those guys played football at some point in their lives.
Some point.
Exactly. You're not that big. You're not.
It's
You know,
interesting
put
when you
pads
talk
on.
about cross sport athletes, like the really good ones. Like it reminds me of Ezekiel Ansah. Remember when he played for the Lions? That guy was a soccer player who came from Ghana and he went to like BYU, right, on a scholarship. And then the football team saw him and the football team's like, oh my God, you're amazing. And then they put him on the football team. And then all of a sudden he was playing for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he was.
But
I
that guy,
remember
he was a soccer player. He wasn't a football player. But to your point about, I mean, I'm not saying that they should draft a basketball player to be a tight end. I mean, they have the same height, but you're right. They probably have good ball handling skills and some other footwork.
They do.
So I could see what you're saying. And stranger things have happened.
Tony Gonzalez was a
Ken Griffey Jr.
Was a-
There's a lot of them out there
was a
that have played
basketball
multi-sport.
player.
I mean, look at Drew
yeah.
Henson. They all play different.
Yeah.
So maybe stranger things have happened.
I don't know. You have to think outside the box once in a while, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, especially when you have those later round picks. I mean, I would not be surprised if the Lions don't pick a quarterback in the last part of the draft either, because I don't think Hayden Hooker is obviously part of our team since Teddy Bridgewater's our backup. And I can't believe I called adult male Teddy, which is really rude.
We had a whole discussion on quarterbacks last week.
The whole day too close. You never
Yeah.
know. I mean, like I said, he goes and wins a high school championship and decides to come back, and it's almost like he never lost a beat. Don't know how that happens, but hey, Teddy Two Gloves.
Who knows?
Teddy. That's my kid's dog's name. Sorry, I can't. I tried.
Johnny, that's
to
Johnny
laugh.
Bacon's kid's name.
All right, Rodney.
Cats.
You there?
All right, I'll let you get back to whatever you got going on. Hey, tell Philly E to have those guys stop carjacking the Eagle cars.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Rodney.
Okay.
734-998-1050. Philly E, what's up, man?
Apparently a crime spree. I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Oh, by the way, some of these guys, they have to keep. It can't be Ted Bridgewater, just like it can't be John Bench. Can you imagine if we were calling Johnny Bench John Bench? I mean, he's going to be Johnny Bench till the day he dies. Tommy Kramer. Come on, I'm just saying.
No, we'll
right?
just call him Theodore Bridgewater. How about that? We'll just call him Theodore.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh, Jamie, I already said this to you. Your record is safe, but if Jim Harbaugh ever gets in a snow game,
Exactly.
he could troll you. If he had a Michigan running back, he definitely would. But maybe because he doesn't have a Michigan running back, and I don't even think he has the running back on the roster this year to do it. So I think you're safe for another year. But boy, if you ever get the kid out of Michigan,
That's true.
you better start worrying. And speaking of the bus, the reason the bus didn't come is because we had Ricky Powers and John Vaughn, And while he was being recruited, we had freaking Tony Bowles. I mean,
they wanted
crazy,
him
right?
to play linebacker. That's if they wanted
it
him,
wasn't. Yeah,
they would have
it's
got him.
funny. And by the way, we had Wheat on the way, did we not? The year after
Yeah,
that, right?
we did. Right.
So we were loaded. So, and unfortunately, Tony Bowles at the end of the year wrecked his. Oh, by the way, 2 years in a row. This is, if you remember, Tony Bowles in '89, Truett Welburn in '90, both ACLs, both against Minnesota at the end of the year. Just saying, right?
Yeah.
So Minnesota's got some. Oh, and your experience against Minnesota in '86 didn't help a whole lot either. Now, did they? Right?
Hey.
Saying, right? There's some bad. And if I would have talked to Leach, his father got, they blew an undefeated season losing at Minnesota in that old stadium.
Minnesota was not a good team for us to play.
Yeah. They've had some. Oh, and by the way, I said Dave Bing because no, he's not a Detroit guy, but he was like Isaiah before Isaiah.
Yeah,
you're
right. Yeah, and that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. I agree with that one.
Right. Unfortunately, he kind of screwed us. Now you would know better than me, and if you don't know, I'm sure the Dot Man can weigh in with this. Derek Coleman had to be. I mean, Frieder used to scoop up these kind of dudes like Derek Coleman, right?
Right.
But Dave Bing obviously talked him into going to Syracuse.
Yes.
My question to you is, Frieder had to be all over him, right?
Yes, he was. They were all over him, but so was it Syracuse all over him. They were glittering him with money.
Oh, well, that made sense.
That'll do
but
it.
There was the Dave Bing connection, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I do remember that, but like in terms of, I mean, Frieder used to just, if it came to McDonald's guys and, USA Today All-Americans, he was,
he was giving out Happy Meals.
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay. In terms of our football team, we do need to be a run first football team. Everything that we talked about this time last year for Alex Orgy is exactly what I want to see this year with this football team. And we have the same type of things in place. We need to protect our defense because all of us think they have a chance, more than a puncher's chance of being an elite defense, right? We have a pretty good chance of being an elite defense.
Yes.
So to protect our defense, we have the running backs to do that. I think the other reason is I think run blocking. I think we could progress faster as a run blocking team as opposed to a pass blocking team. I think we kind of learned that last year anyway. And we already know, like gap scheme, we could create angles, right? And again, we have this really talented dual threat quarterback, and we can put teams in conflict. And all the things that I wanted last year in terms of being a read option team with some RPO, all that has to happen this year with this kid. If we're not going to have this kid read that end and make that read, then we're what are we doing? We got to do that. We absolutely have to do that, and that'll help our offensive line because we will constantly put people in conflict. If we could cut the defense in half by putting people in conflict, then damn it, we don't need to be the frickin' the Joe Ward award-winning team on the offensive line. At least not yet. And I'm not saying we can't progress into that, but we definitely need that to be a staple. And we have the quarterback and the running backs to do all that. All right, so that's where I'm at with that. And what was the other thing?
Celebrities at the Pistons game.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Who's the celebrities at the Pistons game?
Well, I think it should be Dave Bing, right? Right. If it's not, I mean, I put the bus there too, but this is the Pistons, and he is a Detroit guy. No, he's not a Michigan guy, but I think there was an agenda there because I think he really. Now I realize he turned out to be a Hall of Fame running back, but I think he kind of knew that he wasn't going to crack the lineup at the University of Michigan. So, good old Sylvester the Cat took him over at frickin' Notre Dame, and he saw the field pretty quickly. So, and other than that, that's all I got today, ladies and germs. That's all I got. I don't know.
Okay, Philly. No problem.
By the way, I am going to stay up for the draft because I got a couple of Philly Malakas that are going to stay up. You know why?
Why?
Because if there's a team that's going to just wheel and deal and trade up, it will be the Philadelphia Eagles that make that kind of move. By the way.
Wow.
Dang.
So I talk to my boys like, oh no, you need to stay up, not because like we don't. I said no, you got to stay up because you know what? Philly could trade up and get a guy. And there is a rumor around here that's saying that AJ Brown might be on the block and they'll use him.
I'm hearing the same thing about AJ Brown because he's a diva.
Yeah, well, you saw how he was in the Super Bowl, right? Like, there was an interception thrown, he was pissing and moaning, and everybody was trying to calm him down on the sideline. They got the ball right back, and he scored a touchdown, and only one guy ran over to shake his hand.
Exactly.
Just saying. I don't know if anybody picked up on
I picked up on that. That says too much. I said he's gone.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, and if not that you're going to rewatch that that debacle, but if you did, I kind of remembered that in real time. It's like nobody's really running over there to shake his hand because he was just pissing and moaning 5 minutes before that. So just saying. Anyway, did you say you guys are on YouTube now?
We are. We're live on YouTube right now.
Oh, that's absolutely.
We also are live on Facebook and Instagram, and Miz is working on Twitter, but he's in a fight with Elon Musk right now.
I am going to fight that man.
By the way, Stephen A. is not going to be the new East Coast correspondent. Am I being replaced?
No.
No.
We were not losing our true
Exactly.
maize and blue East Coast
brought
correspondent.
Stephen A. on just to hear what he had to say. That's all. Him and Shannon.
Malakas, right? Anyway, Pistons in 7, baby. Talk to you all tomorrow. Go
Hi, Philly.
Wow, he's giving the Knicks an extra one. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if it goes to 7. I don't know if the Pistons going to pull it off if they do it in 7. I'm not going to lie.
That's a lot of energy.
It's a lot.
It's in.
We're gonna need a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, it'll be at the Garden.
One.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm glad that they were able to find a way to hold their third quarter lead into the fourth quarter. I'm glad that they were able to pull that one off at the very least.
No, that was good.
Considering they didn't make a point for 5
Do we
minutes
have another
straight.
one on?
No.
Miss.
Unless you want to talk to E Boogie again.
No, I'm done with E Boogie. Let him listen.
That's all it was. Now here's the thing about, because Philly had mentioned, that Jim doesn't have any Michigan guys. Hassan's still technically on the roster.
Yeah.
And if you want to go a little ticky-tack or whatnot, they did say Najee Harris.
Oh yeah, Najee's on that team with the Chargers. Yeah.
So I mean, you still have. I mean, there's. I don't think that he's going to try to completely run Najee Harris 40 plus times in the game.
He's not running Najee like that. Najee be talking to his agent, get me the hell out of there.
Well, no, I think at that point Justin Herbert's going to be looking at him, going, "What the hell's going on?
Exactly.
What's going
We're
on?
Throwing this damn rock.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I think they're going to get a receiver. I really do think they're going to get a receiver. The kid from TCU hasn't been very good.
Oh, the
wide receiver.
Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, he hasn't played well.
He was great in that bowl game.
Third year or fourth year, right?
This has got to be his. Yeah, I think so. I think it's his third or fourth year because I mean, he had that standout game against Michigan in
the bowl game in the Fiesta Bowl,
and that was 3 years ago. So yeah, this would be his fourth.
Frog.
This would be his fourth year. Yeah,
great horny toes.
The horned frogs. That's why you didn't pick a winner. Sorry, not sorry.
Where are the Chargers even drafting at in the first round?
22nd, 23rd.
Yeah, 22nd.
Thank you.
So I mean,
didn't even look at a book or anything.
Look at you, J-Mo.
Knowing everything off the top of your head.
No, because that's where Kenneth Grant's supposed to be drafted.
Oh, yes.
And they said Harbaugh would take him if he drops that far down.
I did see that.
Yes.
I am hoping.
See?
I think that would be amazing.
I know my Michigan guys. I know where they're supposed to go.
All right, where is Cole Justin Loveland, Will Johnson, and Mason Graham going?
Will Johnson will be the 11th pick. He's out of the top 10, but he will be the 11th pick.
Okay. Where do you think he's going to
go? Whoever's picking 11.
Well,
Tell me who's picking 11, Miz.
With the 11th overall pick, that would go to the San Francisco 49ers.
They do need a corner.
Oh, he gets to play with Moody again.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hometown heroes. They're both hometown heroes.
And then you got
I mean, Mace is probably going to go 5.
Mace is going 5.
Yeah.
He'll go top 10.
No lower than 4, no lower than 5.
That guy's an absolute beast.
He should be the 3rd pick, or everybody thinks the Giants are going to take him too. So the Giants got to make a choice between the Heisman Trophy winner or Mason Graham. That's who they got to make a pick through.
I've been seeing a lot of mocks that are showing that Travis Hunter's going to Cleveland.
Really?
I thought that was Abdul Carter.
No.
So
a lot of different mocks that I've seen. Well, I mean, but then again, the whole mock thing that they have of like best available shows that Abdul Carter is going to be the first overall taken. But we already know that the first overall taken would be Cam Ward.
Right. It's going to be Cam Ward. He's already they're in talks now to make the contract happen.
Let's just see. Let me just
go to Adam Schefter.
Didn't Travis Hunter want to play 2 positions? Isn't
he
that
still
the guy?
does.
Yeah. So are they going to let him do that there, or is he going to be like Polly Pissy Pants?
No, they said he's not going to play. He's going to predominantly play defense, but they're going to let him play some plays on offense. Keep him happy. Keep him happy.
So this is from CBS Sports. Jonathan Jones wrote this article, and he's got Travis Hunter going number 2 to Colorado to Cleveland, and then Abdul Carter going to the Giants at number 3.
Okay.
Mason Graham 5 to the Jaguars. We scroll down a little bit more. We keep scrolling. Colson Loveland projected to go 14th to the Indianapolis Colts.
That's what I was going to say. Colson Loveland's 14th, and that's why I said Johnson would be 11.
They got Johnson further down. They got him at 19.
Yeah.
Going to the
they
Tampa
had him
Bay.
in the top 10 for a while.
That's what they did.
Yeah,
I'm wondering
Joel
if
Klatt had him in the top 10.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I'm wondering if the injury, if the turf toe or the injury that he had,
Supposedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder if that's the reason why. Apparently the reason why he's slipping is a lack of speed. Okay, if he's the best coverage, corner out there, why are you going away from that? They do have Kenneth Grant going 21 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the one that I thought that would go first round, they don't have him listed on here. But Lions, if you're looking for an edge rusher and you can't get any of them good ones up top, just saying, Josiah Stewart's going to be available.
Ooh, yeah. They can get him in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah. It's just a matter of, how they're going to go around, go about getting that situation taken care of.
Trade back. I trade back. I get out of the 1st round, trade back, get some picks.
But, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, we still got another day and change before we hit the old NFL draft up in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Well, that's going to do it for the M Zone today. We really appreciate everybody. MVP, Vanessa, we really appreciate you coming on. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
I'll be here.
Get your draft ready because we will have a live draft.
Oh, God, you're going to hold me to it.
You got to have Nick on, too.
And we're going to have Nick on, too.
Dang.
Nick Baumgartner. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.